Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Presented by USAA Insurance. Easy insurance for stuff in real life.
Welcome back, folks. A quick little break, and I guess you could say for New York, they need a little bit of a break. They need a little bit of a breather after what was a very, very interesting hardpoint game. Like I said, instead we saw not just one 10 streak, but 2 out of the Mutineers for both Big Wake and Neptune. Is that the first time we've seen, what, in one particular hardpoint game, 2 players have 10 streaks on the same team?
It's gotta be, man. Like, that's an insane stat. To go on in 10 threes, everyone's going just absolutely bonkers. Like, Neptune, he started that game off 10-1, man. Like, that's insane. And then Awakening, off the good rotation that they had to break into that P5, he was able to just pick up some easy kills and then eventually rotate to P1 and find some more, man. 2 people picking up 10 threes is not gonna be easy to try to beat those guys. But Florida, they clutch up towards the end and make that 100-point comeback and eventually close it out. But just looking at these stats for Florida yesterday, you can just tell. Neptune, he was frying, man. And that's a good way to start for this map, number 1. Skies as well, man. 4.0 in that S&D. Him and Neptune were side by side. Batman and Robin out there just doing everything that they needed to do for their team to try to get that win.
They see it 37-15. As we said, this is his second time. This is his second time playing pro Call of Duty on LAN. We obviously know Neptune's history, and I feel like oftentimes when we talk about players coming in from other games, usually S&D is kind of the mode that they struggle with most, but that has been actually Neptune's best KD throughout all of stage 4. He has a 1.32 right now in this mode. I mean, I guess, like, how impressive is that, you think, for this guy? Like, he's in his rookie season. We've talked about this players who have been in a similar position from him, coming in from a different title, but already, I don't want to say master S&D, but just have a really good feel for the game.
I think it's just the way, just because of his past game on Halo. Like, that is one game that you have to play your life tremendously, and S&D is just like that for Call of Duty. Yeah. It's all about playing your life, putting yourself into powerful positions, and just playing around your team, and that's just something that he's done so good with this Florida roster that even when they find themselves in 2v4 situations, he's always going to find at least 1 to 2 to try to even the numbers up. The guy just knows how to place his timing correctly, puts himself in a power position every time. So Neptune, he's just been one of those outstanding rookies so far this year.
Yeah, not a doubt, my friend. Many unbelievable rookies so far throughout this year. Hydra being one of them from New York needs a major turnaround. An over double negative in that opening hardpoint. As we are into the search destroy now on Moscow. Yesterday for the subliners, it was a quick and brisk search and destroy for them, a 6-0 loss versus the Minnesota Rocker to kick off their stage 4 major. Not the way that you want to do it, not the way that you prefer, but there's a lot of talk coming in about, Asim, his ability kind of being the play caller for this team. It's just seemed that they fell apart after a few rounds got away from him.
Yeah, they did, man. So they need to have a response here, and that's a good opening first blood from Clayster to catch that player in Skies, who's that island player playing by himself. So now they do have the man advantage, but you see the positioning right here of Havoc. No one's going to know his positioning right now. He's going to be able to come up behind this player in top window and has the potential to shoot a couple more players in the back as well. So he's going to take that one. Now it's a 3v3 situation. You see New York, they have to try to put their focus onto a player in Havoc who has control of their base. Clayster's going to be able to take down Neptune. Now they have a 3v2. Awakening with the trade. Havoc with 2. So now it's all left up to Hydra. With 20 seconds left, he's going to be able to find one. Now it's a 1v1 versus Havoc, and this is what Havoc lives for, is these 1v1 moments. But 15 seconds left. It's all about playing the clock properly. Havoc doing just that. 10 seconds left. You run in there. Now it's time to check that bomb. It's not going to be enough time for Hydra to get it.
Oh my God, Hydra would have had it if he would have stayed on the bomb.
Just hitting that opening, getting behind the enemy lines, and just finding a 2 kills to eventually close out that round. Good first round right there out of Florida.
And that was what we talked about Havoc, last season with the Mutineers. Just his ability to be that route man. As we say, as we always like to mention, route man gets paid, and definitely earning a lot in that moment. Near 1 versus 2 for Hydra. Like, we talk about it so often too with Havoc, like his ability, in prior streams to just, I think it was Clint or somebody mentioned, like, this guy used to basically just play like 1v1 S&D wagers for just hours on end.
Yeah,
so familiar in
like
these
10
spots.
hours a day.
10 hours a day, goodness.
Yeah, man.
I can only play so many 1v1s before I just want to throw my controller.
Same. I'm right there with you. Like 2v2s are the death of me. I can never play a 2v2 tournament. This is what Havoc looks forward to. It's just this game mode. Any situation that he's going to be in, he feels like he has the opportunity to always clutch up. That's why I love to watch him in Search and Destroy. But back into this round, New York are now on the offense. Clayster trying to at least give some information to his teammates of how many players are going to be playing towards this A-bomb. But you see how aggressive Florida are towards the middle of the map. This cannot work right now for New York if they try to attack this from middle.
For any bit of information that they can get. Neptune. He had found himself behind enemy lines, takes a shin to the forehead, and Decimate's gonna make him pay for it. He didn't nearly slide away to find the second as well. Awakening has to back on up. Some great plays here from Decimate in the close quarters. They do have to keep in mind Awakening sitting inside of the back boulevard. He's able to handle one onto Mac. Decent play there. Kind of Awakening. Does at least take one. Trades favoring NYSL, but 12 seconds left before the bomb has to get down. And look at the positioning from Havoc. But Hydra, a great reaction up close.
Hydra just shit down Havoc's throat. Holy god damn.
Granted, I mean, if Hydra at least puts in a few bullets to Havoc, you like the chances for the teammate to clean it up. Let's watch this
Chief,
one again.
Still awake?
Havoc prepared, but Hydra.
Boy,
Getting, I guess you could say revenge from that round one there, stud.
Yeah, that one was a little scary, though, because Havoc, he put himself in a great position. New York right there, they just took a little longer than they expected on their offense. 4-0 right now. To eventually work that bomb plant. Good shots right there at Hydra. He's already 4-0, having a good bounce back map after that. Terrible map number one so far. As the game is tied at 1 apiece, Florida this time are on the offense. It looks like they're trying to just take it slow. Trying to play for some information as 3 players from New York are going to be stacking over towards this A-bomb. 1 player in Mac is going to be playing deep street, just trying to give the information to his teammates of players trying to approach that bomb site. But eventually, just looking at the way the Florida is set up right now, they're probably going to try to attack this from middle map. They're going to force New York to just play mind games. They're going to throw a lot of tacticals towards this A-bomb, or at least a lot of noise towards the middle of the map, and then eventually hit the rat back. Because there's just way too much pressure over towards this A-bomb. You see Skies is in this position, try to give the information to his teammates. But slowly but surely, Florida working up the middle.
It appears that they have their target over toward Eskies. As NYSL decided to go for the rotation, Decimate a little bit late. And as soon as he peeks on out, that's when the guns begin to fire away. 3v3 onto the point. Keeping in mind, fights going away from this A-bomb side as well. As Hydra's able to deal the damage, now up to 5-0 for him. Granted, Havoc, I believe, did win the 1 versus 1 against Mac. So while these fights are nice over at A, granted, New York, you do get the job done there. Meanwhile, the bomb over at B, into the 3 versus 2 retake. Hydra and Decimate now in tandem together. Clay looking to give the information for the cross. And here comes the first player. Havoc does manage to take down Decimate. Finds the headshot. But Neptune up close, able to find the first. Can he find the second?
Oh my god, Neptune. Holy shit.
Neptune earning his crown in a wonderful
my man is cracked
1 versus
today.
2 clutch. Aware of the players, takes down the first. And also drops his fellow rookie compadre, Hydra.
And that was a 2v3 situation, man. Just watching Neptune, his composure is out of this world, man. 1v2 versus
and he
3-time world champ. He
streaks.
said, I'm just going to sit right here in this doorway, play for the first kill, and then just challenge the guy in the second. And that's exactly what happened, man. Neptune, great plays right there in the 1v2 to clutch it up for Florida.
And he cancels out the streak
once again,
as well.
Man. Yeah, this is huge plays. As Hydra he dies on that 6-spree. He wasn't able to pick up anything. So now all the pressure for New York is going to come in towards the A-bomb. They're able to open up with the first blood, but good answer right there from Awakening to at least make it a 3v3 situation. Now, they do have the bomb control. They can eventually work this plant before Havoc is going to be going on the super long route, just setting up this pinch. They need to try to put this round in their favor and get this bomb down.
And man, everybody stacking from all angles. Somebody in middle and Havoc toward their fountain spawn. And we'll see if this does work out for him. Hydra does get the information. Even Havoc have had a number of different interesting duels, but trying to be somewhat of a distraction. Guys does win 1 versus Mac. Meanwhile, Decimate through the wall is able to clean up 1. Is it Caesar now in a 1 versus 2, tagged up, left by himself, and this is going to be a New York round. A quick regain, as they said, you know what, Stud, we're not going to go for the late round heroics. We're just going to rush on in. Let's go ahead and send it, and it works out.
Yeah, this is how New York need to play Search and Destroy. They need to be aggressive. 4-man pushing basically everything because their strategies are not going to be there. So they were able to win that round with just pure aggression. They opened up with that first blood and then eventually worked the bomb plant, played their numbers correctly, and are able to walk away with the round.
Max 0-4.
Having such a great bounce back game, sitting at 8-1. Him and Decimate both picking up 2 kills on the round to tie this game up at 2 apiece. Now Florida on the offense. They just love to play it slow. They like to just see if New York are going to try to get aggressive, try to push up onto an angle, and unfortunately Decimate is going to be able to stay alive here, but the pressure is going to be on as Skies with a great nade is not going to be able to connect, but opens up with the first blood onto Decimate. Now Florida have the 3v4 advantage.
Oh, and Clayster as well. He gets found out into the 3 versus 2. Advantage for the Mutineers. It's Mac and Hydra now left up alive. Problem for them is that they were really the 2 players who were over here at B. They were over toward the street. Great realization out of Florida. Go for the rotation and plant down that bomb as Hydra is able to drop 1. And that's probably the one player that you want to take down first, considering how often Havoc can be on the flank. Neptune, can he continue up with this pace into the quick challenge? Hydra, the challenge and the trade. Awakening versus Mac, 18 seconds left. And Awakening is going to try and dip on out, but Mac's not for sure if he went toward back fountain or if he went inside of Eskies. Mac wins the fight. Does he get to the defuse in time? And he does. Mac attack with a major 1 versus 1. We talked about Florida more in the late game scenarios, not as comfortable, but a great situation there for Mac. What a clutch.
Such a great round right there out of Mac. He knows that he had a lot of time to work with, and eventually Awakening has to check this bomb. He picked up that kill on Havoc with about 20 seconds left. He wanted to wrap back all the way to this base. He was trying to just stay down, play that clock beautifully, but unfortunately get some bad timing there as he thought Mac hopped the bomb, but he played it beautifully. Just pre-aimed straight down that Eskies doorway.
Bro, Hydra is frying this game.
Get to the bomb
My man's 10 and 2.
nick of time. So New York find themselves up 3-2 now. Great clutch once again out of Mac. Now they're going into another offense, and look at what Clayster's doing, being a little bit more aggressive towards A. He's trying to cause some problems, but the push is going to be a 2-2 split. But Mac opens up with an early first blood. Hydra with the second. Already a 4v2 man advantage in favor of New York
their shit,
with
dude.
full B-bomb control, but they're deciding to wrap this back and go towards that A site.
Just a great play. Down in New York, they make some noise at B. They make Mutineers uncomfortable, and they start to scatter. Huge round on the board.
It's crazy how I was
Subliners.
actually
We talked
right about
the
my
rest of these
instincts
struggles.
on. I was like, well, I will want to bet for Florida, but
Yesterday,
something's telling me to go
6-0
for New
loss,
York.
or rather
I
a few
should
days
bet on
ago
New
versus
York.
the Rocker. Find themselves up 4-2. In Awakening. For the angle, early utility tossed out. Neptune. He's going to be dropped, and now it's all on to Big Wake. A 1 versus 4 and another major round here for NYSL. That's 3 in a row.
Just some early first bloods right there for New York. The fact that they were able to at least split the map between both 2 sets of Florida players. They eliminate both those players from B Street. So the guys at A thinking, oh, they got to be committed towards this B bomb. So they wrap back, trying to go over towards that B site. And New York with a great heads-up play, bring it back towards A, get the bomb down, and just play their numbers beautifully. Hydra,
Neptune, you were doing so good earlier
And
this
let me
tell you,
last
man,
game, bro.
This is great composure out of the young man because he went double negative first map, but this is such a great response. We talked about that composure after losing a map like the way that they did in that map 1, and this is a great answer from the young man.
Down and down, a quick frenzy inside of the middle of the map as it will be Florida walking away with the trades, but Hydra once more on the call.
That's just 14 and 3. Dude.
Up now
What
to
am I
Clay in
watching?
a 1 versus 2. As they apply the pressure towards Skies, but the AR duo combining together. We'll see what Clay may have up his sleeve. A swing round for New York, a win here. And not begin to talk about it enough. As Clay decides to go for the B site. No visuals as of yet. He's going to quickly run into somebody. He's going to turn around the corner. He's going to spot Skies now into the 1 versus 1. Big Wake versus Clay. Can it be the clutch? There's 30 seconds left. Awakening He hasn't decided yet. He has not pushed toward one side or the other. This could work out very, very well for Clayster. Like I said, Awakening, he's not even trying to go for a bomb.
Wait, you gotta go to a bomb,
He's
dog.
not chosen a bomb. This is, like I said, he has no idea. He has no idea. He's going to go play it.
Yeah, so Awakening right there, he was just wasting time trying to catch Clayster off the rotation if he was going to push to the middle of the map, or at least go through the back of their spawn, but he's going to be able to work this B plant. Now, in a 1v1 Clayster, he's wrapped the entire map. You got to know where Awakening is going to be in this position, and unfortunately, the challenge is going to come in Awakening. Huge one-on-one versus Clayster to clutch it up, taking his sweet time in the middle of the map. Like I said, just trying to play off that information. If Clayster is going to rotate to that opposite bomb, Clayster goes through deep street, wraps all the way through the opponent's side of the spawn, eventually works that bomb plan, win a huge one-on-one versus Clayster to keep his team in this game. You know that was a swing round. If New York would have won that, they would be up 5-2, but Florida staying alive, make it at 4-3 now with them on defense.
Now on defense, we'll see what New York has up their sleeves. We talked about it constantly for them. The aggressive attacks seem to have favored them a little bit more. At least has put them in more comfortable positions.
What's the highest amount of kills
It appears
in
to be the
CDL
A
right
side
now
to
for
start.
search?
Keep in
Is it
mind, the
17?
three-man push through middle as Mac is met with a fury of bullets.
Hydra's about to get it.
Drop for the first blood, but the quick answer out of Decimate. Hydra, keeping in mind, he has the bomb, takes down the first, has everybody right in front of him. He gets taken down. Bomb left in an awkward position, but Havoc and Awakening will vend. Go ahead and back on up toward B.
Yeah, Havoc's definitely making this play call. He said, hey, let's hit the full rotation. They're not going to really expect this, even though they're going to slowly play through the middle of the map. New York still have yet to work a bomb plant. Clayster trying to read these plays if they do push up Eskies, but eventually this bomb's going to go down. Now in a 2v2 situation, Havoc and Awakening versus Clayster and Decimate. Bomb's actually going to be down towards the spawn of Florida. So they're probably going to slow play through the back of the base. And this can be a lot of time consuming. Florida, they cannot put the pressure on it. But you see both New York players sitting on the outskirts of the map. Clayster was able to spot Havoc, but Awakening, he's going to get put down. Now it's left up to Awakening in a 1v2 situation. They take down Havoc. Clayster with the big 2Vs to close out that round. Just great plays right there from New York. Once again, the aggressive offenses have been working out. Even with the man dropping early, they still put the numbers in their advantage and take control of it. Now put themselves up 5-3.
I can only imagine what the comms are like for Mac at that moment. Just like, okay, I see 3 and I'm dead. I'm gone. At least we know there's 3 through the middle. And based off of that communication, as we said, Decimate gets the quick answer with the nade. We've talked about him, his performance. I know, I think yesterday he went triple negative in the S&D. A much better performance here at 6-4. He was excellent for the Seattle Surge in his short run with them in S&D. Go 1.2 KD during his time with them, but as we said, New York now 1 round away. They have chosen incorrectly.
Yeah, Florida. Yeah, Florida just have full A bomb control. It's going to be a 4v4 retake on the side of the subliners, and all 4 players are deciding to wrap back through their base. So Havoc, he's going to be the first line of defense to try to hold these players off or slow them down at least. But a couple shots going to come in. He's trying to get out with his life. He's going to drop Neptune with the trade. Now in a 3v3. New York double pushing to back alley. Hydra's able to open up with Awakening, so now they can get a little farther pushed up. Skies is going to have a huge kill, but Clayster is going to take down Neptune. Now Skies left in a 1v3. 15 seconds left. Hydra's in a great position. All you have to do is stay alive. In New York, they respond. The composure out of New York subliners on that game was huge, man. Blowing another 100-point lead in that map, number 1. Having a good bounce back to tie this series up 1-1. And you see Clayster, man, really leading the troops, bringing that hype. This is exactly what this team needs. Looks like a totally different New York from when they played versus Rocker.
Yeah, from a winless S&D versus the Rocker now to a big win versus a Mutineers team who has been good in S&D all season long. I want to say they have like around the 4th best, 5th best record in the entire CDL. So they are no slouches to any game mode, specifically one like Search and Destroy. And maybe now kind of going over the communication, a few things that might have went wrong. So that, as you mentioned, it was just once New York got decisive, once they figured out what they wanted to do and in their attacks, once they started to get more aggressive, that is what really changed the tide of this game. How about a great map out of Decimate there? As we said, not a great performance in their first series versus the Rocker, turning things around so far. as now we sit ourselves at 1-1, and what a game it was from Hydra. 17-4. That's a bounce back and a half, Stud.
Yeah, that definitely is, man. He went 13-27 on map number 1, double negative, and he basically goes 4 times positive on this map number 2. So Hydra, he's feeling good, man. Good bounce back map out of him, and good bounce back map out of in general for New York. Because once again, they were down by 100 points. I mean, they were up by 100 points, and they choked it. We saw them crumble yesterday in that series versus the Rocker. Today, they came out on top. They kept that composure on their side, and they were able to win that search and destroy. So now this series is tied at 1-1. It can go either way now that New York finally have some momentum underneath their belt.
Yeah, they finally have some momentum, and it's fair to say you do walk away with an S&D, and it's largely in part to this man, Hydra. He's obviously going to be featured in our U.S. Army Tactical Play. Pick one of the kills that you like out of the 17 that we got to witness on display. But, man, we're probably going to see a big situation here where, of course, he has a number of different impacts throughout the round. But here in round number 4, Stud, tell me, what do you see?
Yeah, so this is when Awakening, he opens up with one. I mean, they get a first blood, and then eventually it gets immediately traded. So now New York, they know that they have to work this bomb plan. Now, I called it out. They have to make sure that they stay focused on the player in Havoc who is hitting that late flank, and Hydra put himself in a great position to do that. As a bomb goes down, Hydra's going to take control of outskirts. He's going to hold this flank the entire time. Teammates have the back spawns. Teammates have mid-esky, so everything is being watched. But Hydra's just taking his time. He spots out Havoc. Was a huge one-on-one engagement versus Havoc here to put his team in the man advantage. And eventually, they just played their numbers correctly. And this is a good job out of New York to make sure that they close out these rounds. Decimate picks up that 1 kill. Then it's all left up to the skies with about 15 seconds left. The 2v1 challenge is bound to come in, and New York, they just take advantage of the man advantage.
They do. They're taking advantage of the opportunities that they're given. That 17-kill performance ties for the second highest S&D that we have seen this year, from double negative to breaking records. Hydra going big for NYSL in Game 2 as we are now headed toward control after this quick break.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Pre-order the new Courageous Sherbet flavor now on GameFuel.com while supplies last. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League. We're live! We've done it! We're live!
We are here for some top elite content. You know, Abizi reminds me of my reaction when I two-piece somebody who's chatting a load of waffle in league play, and that's what hits me right there. Right across from Bomb. It was just... This is painful to watch. This is actually painful.
This is like one of those iconic Call of Duty moments that's going to live on forever, and we're all going to remember and talk about for a long time.
We are actually going to bring in the incredible Zuma. Oh, chat already knows. The Woomers are out. Yep, Zuma. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's bring him in. We're going to call him.
You better not go through.
Ring.
Better pick
bring. Hey, here he is.
Yo!
I'm I'm just
chat.
gonna
You
throw-
can help. You can help a little
Yeah.
bit. Come on, let's see who you got.
Alright,
This round
so,
one.
chat,
Help
who
a
you
girl
got?
out here. Oh, here they come.
Chicken palm. I'm not seeing a lot of chicken palm.
I'm not seeing any
I
chicken
know chicken
palm.
palm is a little
Oh,
harder to
one
fight
chicken
and-
palm. One chicken palm.
I'm coming for you, baby.
Yep.
That's
Green.
a lot of
Green.
green.
Oh, I saw
Yo.
broccolis. I saw broccolis.
That counts as green. That totally counts.
Until next time, remember, if it's happening in the league, it's on the debrief, baby.
You guys should absolutely check out the debrief, by the way. Some wonderful analysis. We absolutely love to see Miles and Lottie. Although I do think that Miles, in regards to his pick'em stud, have like Surge versus Optic in his finals, which happens to be our very next game. So, you know, take it however you'd like. But getting back into this game, we're taking a look at control for both of these teams so far throughout the year.
Yeah, so obviously it hasn't been a good game mode, or at least not that good of a game mode for both of these teams. Florida obviously having a little closer of a record, sitting at 14 and 15. Their KD is a little bit higher, sitting at a 1.0 compared to New York with a 0.98. But just look at the defensive rounds, 40 and 18 on the side of the Florida Mutineers. And this is going to be huge, man, because we know how much New York struggle on that attacking round.
Yeah.
26 and 39. It's not a good response for New York, but they're going into a raid control where New York are sitting at 4 and 8 on the season, and on the opposite side, Florida, who are 2 and 5, and this is actually their worst control map. So this could be a moment where New York can take advantage of this series, because the later two maps, I'm pretty sure it can go either way. They're really close on those final two. So whoever wins this one, I feel like they're going to have that momentum to be able to close it out in 4.
Okay, so you're thinking winner of this game most likely walks away with the series, carries that momentum into the game 4, which would be on Moscow. Excited for it, my friend. I think I definitely agree. I think that absolutely has the ability to be that way. And I know whenever we've talked about New York, granted now with Decimate in place of Asim, I know you've been quite vocal about this. New York, if they want to be when we talk about a top team, but a team that can walk away with the championship, it has to be in this control mode. And it's fair to say that they have struggled most recently in this game since they did bring on Hydra. While the hard point has improved and the SD has still remained somewhat consistent, the control has taken a hit. They're 12 and 20 on the year, and so far throughout stage 4, they sit at 2 and 4, hoping to right the wrongs here on Raid.
Yeah, control just hasn't been good for them. It costed them the Major 3 final versus Atlanta FaZe, and then eventually throughout stage 4, they showed a little bit of improvements, but they still ended up losing more than they won. So now they find themselves on the defense. Florida with some early attack onto B, and this is a great play from Florida on this opening break. So they open up with that kill towards middle map, put a little bit more pressure towards B, but New York, they respond. They find 2 kills of their own, make it 3 to shut down that push immediately.
I don't know what it was. That gunfight just like basically caused me pain. Like, New York are out to slay, despite what was a blind counter, if you will, from NYSL over at A. Meanwhile, Mutineers like, okay, cool. It's a little bit quiet over here toward Waterside. We'll try to get as many seconds as we can here over at B. Instantly get shut down. Started off as an awkward moment on the defense, turns into just more streaks on the NYSL side. These two begin to line up nearly for Clay, off to a great start, 4-1 for him. Finally, Florida, with 43 seconds paused on the clock, able to get onto a point, the A1 in specific. Hydra going chasing, trying to find players over toward Art. Mac, meanwhile, is cleaning players off of the point. Florida yet to really have any sort of answer. With 30 seconds left, they've got to make a move quick.
Yeah, they have to. But you see the positioning out of Decimate. He's going to be able to take down one before he drops. So now it's only going to be 2 players from Florida now trying to push through Art, but they have to deal with Mac. Mac is going to be sitting on Raid, and he's the opening kill that they are looking for to try to get onto this point. And that's exactly what's going to happen as Havoc spots him. They're going to back down Hydra from that middle map, and eventually Florida should be able to get on this point. But just a good job from New York, at least early into this game, dominating in the slaying, already up by 8 lives.
You have a few players coming in from pillars, but after Decimate gets dropped, the nice nade comes in from Mac. And Awakening's the final player up here. Clay's is gonna go for the contest. Big one here would be amazing, and they are able to wipe him off the point. Mutineers now in a moment to scramble. With the spawns they have to force the issue at B. How close they are at that A control point. It has to hurt knowing that you have to leave all that progress behind and have to go for the sacrifice. It has been a dominant defense so far from New York, and they look to pick right up from where they left off. From A to B, you pick whichever point you want. We're gonna roll you on it. On toward driveway, and Mutineers, with just a moment, are able to put another minute on the clock. very scary situation there for the Mutineers as they are down big right now in the life count study.
Yeah, they're down big, but you're not really mad about this round for Florida because they were able to get 4 ticks of progression, at least a full capture on A and at least a tick on towards B. So even with them getting outslayed heavily, they still put a good amount of progression on these points, on these objective points to try to secure that round 5 defense if it does go there. But they're just trying to take their time. New York so far dominating the slaying. You see a couple players from Florida trying to work their way around backside laundry. It's all about fighting through this mid-map. So you see Decimate, unfortunately, he's going to drop. So now the pinch is going to come in from the backside. But Clayster, huge gunfight onto Awakening in towards bedroom. Obviously, they don't have the control there. But now Florida have no more lives remaining as Neptune does drop Havoc as well. Now left in a 2v16 situation. There's no way Florida do this.
Yeah, I like Big Wake. I think he's amazing. Also very tall. Very scary, I'd imagine, in person, but I don't know if he can take down 15 players in one foul swoop, as it will be NYSL answering early. And I guess that we talked about attack could be a problem for New York. Their defenses haven't been great. Meanwhile, for Florida, attack has been excellent. And what that 40-18 record now gets an extra loss to it. I mean, if it wasn't for a last-second play where Skies is able to stay on the point with just like, what, 1 or 2 seconds left, this one we talked about is just a very, very convincing round on the side of the subliners. As you mentioned, Florida, they do get a full tick, and rather a full point, if you will, and it will sit nicely with them throughout the game, but it cannot take away from what was a very one-sided affair in regards to kills.
Yeah, and now New York, they find themselves on the offense, where they have been struggling the entire time. So how is their initial break going to be? The earlier progression is going to be up towards this B point as Hydra opens up with the first blood. Neptune with the trade, but that should get traded. So now the opening is towards this B point. Mac's going to slide on, trying to stop this clock. It should open the opportunity for his teammates to go towards A as well, as the pressure is already going to be here at B. Both players do drop, and now you see a couple subliners players fighting through the middle of the map, trying to take control of A so they can extend this time by a minute.
And with Hydra's positioning, you like New York's chances, but with that, Skies just find the kill. I was going to say, you like NYSL's chances to grab this point as they've got 2 out of the 3 lanes locked up. With that 1v1 win, Skies is able to at least delay things for the moment. That gets dropped as well. It is a number of different players dropping, but Clay wins the fight. And with that, New York will continue on with their capture over here at A. Clay starting this one off 14-5. Not too bad, stud. Not too bad.
This is the leader. This is Father Time right here, stepping up in the big moments, and this is exactly what he needs to do for this young team.
What do you call Old Jimmy? What is it?
Jim? Old man Jim. Yeah, old man Jim. Let's go, Father Time. You're stepping up, man. 14-5 currently on the 3 spree. You have a 2 live advantage, and you see all of New York approaching through the backside of launching. They're trying to flip these spawns. They're trying to open up with a couple kills and force them to spawn behind them. But here comes Havoc on the pinch, able to take down one. The pressure's still going to be here as his teammates in Awakening is going to come up from basketball steps. Fortunately, he's going to drop, but now it's time for Havoc to make the play. He's able to take down Hydra as well. There's still 2 players in their spawn, but Havoc just causing so many problems in the backside is going to slow down that push from New York.
Yeah, and that's huge. That's going to read as a 1 kill, 1 death type of situation in the scorecard. But what he does there on the flank totally halts any progression that NYSL could have had. And now with minute and 10, Hydra actually falls off the map. So as we said, calling Clay his dad and maybe learning from his father as well. His Decimate's now left all by himself, sitting on the 4 spree, keeping things in mind.
4
it
times
would be
today
nice
so far, and my ass
at least to walk away with the round and maybe have a streak or 2 throughout the remainder of this raid. But waiting for his teammates to come off the spawn, they're finally here, and into the fights we go. 45 seconds on the clock. New York, what a great attack this could be for them. We're into the team fight. Neptune walking away with the first, somewhat of a slower start to this game for him, as Decimate is able to find his 5th. They're on Disguise. Slowly but surely poking away at this Mutineers defense. Have to make a move soon. Awakening still sitting inside of their mansion. He's relying on his teammates to find the kills inside a kitchen, but that's not happening. That's now going to be 3 kills in a row. Neptune, the only player left onto the point as the stack starts to come in. 2 players there. Clayster slowly but surely making sure no one is going to be on the flank. Time halted for a moment. Another team fight. Florida have some time still to work with. In regards to this defense, they have enough players off of spawn, and thankfully for them, New York have not applied too many over toward this side, but the fights, the kills, they continue to go in their favor, but that's going to be 2 in a row. A big double here out of the Mutineers. They may have been able to handle business what seemed like a great sequence that was brewing from the subliners does not turn into anything solid.
Yeah, so right there in that situation, when they got 3 down and the last player was in towards basketball, you need to have more of a stack going. You need to put the pressure on Florida to try to fly in immediately, not give them time to pick you guys apart. And that's just something that they were not prepared for right there. You had a player who was watching middle P5, watching towards pillars if any players were going to overextend. And then one player in the kitchen who was watching that rotation back. And Florida, with a great play, just 4 hit out towards basketball. Slowly pick them apart and just keep that time staggering, keep the kill staggering, and eventually we're able to pick them all apart individually to tie up that round. But if New York, they end up with a stack right there, I feel like they have a better chance at closing that one out, because Florida, they have to put some pep in their step, and eventually kills will not get picked apart there. But New York, unfortunately, they lose that round. So now Florida tie it back up, but Florida back on the offense. We saw what New York were able to do last time, is completely dominate in the slaying department. Can they do it again?
You want Seattle to be
Nice
Optic so bad.
He has taken over so far throughout these 2.5 rounds.
Are you betting a 3-1 or 3-2?
As you said, kind of getting back quickly to that round.
I don't think it's going to get a 3-0. But if they do
lose
lose to Seattle, I think it'd be like
just a lack of aggressiveness, a lack of decisiveness.
Unless they come out swinging,
they're to make the play.
and they
New
fucking
York, whenever
3-0
they speed
Seattle.
things up. We talked about the Slayers and the Mutineers side. There is just some unbelievable talent for New York as well. Whew. Talent across the board as Awakening puts on full display. Why we do
1-1 in control, and they are halfway to capping.
Whether it's Miami or
Florida.
whether it's Raid, the water side seems to always be dominated by him. As into the attack, the nice cover fire comes through from Havoc, but now it leaves Big Wake all by himself. Spree looks to be ended, and it ends, I guess you could say, in somewhat of a familiar
They did get 2
territory.
ticks, so now it's just. But the problem is,
you're
not
not
a
really
single
mad
soul
about
went
that
to
either,
A.
'cause Florida,
They're
they were
still
able to
going
at
for
least
B.
get 2 progressive ticks towards that B point. That's all about just trying to eliminate this player out of their base in Clayster, because he's causing so many problems. He's having them all spawn towards water sides, so they consistently have to just sprint up towards that B street. But now with
Just
25
jump on
seconds
the
left,
fucking
Clayster
A,
giving
dude.
up that
Might as well
driveway.
just get the time,
It's going to
just
give
in
them the
case.
response to try to get out towards that A point, but he's still causing
pulling this
problems as he
bullshit
was able
where
to
it's
take
like,
down Awakening. Now the pressure
whatever
is going
you're
to come
trying
in
to
from Florida
do, it's
on
just
towards this
causing
A
you
point.
guys
But see the way that New York
lives and
are
fucking
trying to
time.
attack this. They're trying to play off this spawn kill. They're trying to set up the pinch. And Awakening, he's going to give up his position, but the double chow is going to be here. He's going to lose that engagement.
100%.
But so far, his
Fucking
team has done a
Decimate was
great
on
job of
6.
just staying alive on this point.
Decimate
Until I
was
say
on-
that Mag
yeah,
is
he-
actually going to take
he-
down Sky, so the clock is going to continue ticking. But eventually, Neptune's going to win that gunfight and slow down that time. Still putting progression in towards this A point.
But these have not been easy, Stud. And I know that we did see Mutineers off the start get
Problem
some good
was,
time
though, is
over
that
at B,
the
but
game with
these have not
Rocker
been
was
easy
not
attacks
good
for
at
Florida.
all.
They have had to work for every single bit of map control that they have got. NYSL a second away from claiming the early defense. Mutineers have bought themselves another minute to work with. One more point. Awakening starting things off nicely, getting Hydra, at least for the moment, out of the picture. We know the impact a player like him can have off of spawn. Thank you very much. They'll take down 2, and now Mutineers left for 1 or 2 good more pushes as they look to siphon on in toward the kitchen.
But to say, I was like,
Yeah, so they're not fighting for map control. They're trying to take control of kitchen, spawn these players out to
What
spawn
you
out
talking
towards
about,
back
Willis?
launching. But you see number 1 in Decimate. He was able to spot one player rotating through the middle of the map, so he's going to be able to flank kitchen. And Decimate might be able to make this play right here. He's going to shut down this push right here from Florida. He takes that one, the engagement. He knows that 2 players are going to be in kitchen. It's all about playing your line, setting up Hydra, installing enough time. And
Hydra
that's exactly what he
almost
does.
fucked it
The
up.
trades do come in, but on the opposite side, Florida take down 3. So now it's all about just putting the pressure on. Clayster still has control of Tiki. And Awakening still putting on some spawn kills, but Clayster just causing so many problems in this Tiki area. Florida had to try to take him down to get onto this point.
Have to indeed. 5 seconds left. The 3 versus 3
They're just
on
not
to the
gonna be
point.
able to do
Mutineers,
it.
they've got to make something happen quickly. Is Havoc's on in? No respawns left. Is that even going to come into fruition? Is that
Oh,
even
if
going to
Neptune
matter?
could have killed
And the answer
Clayster
is
there,
no.
oh my
Mutineers in the
God.
final stages. Door shut right in their face. Coming down to the wire, a better attacking performance from the Mutineers, but once more, it is New York blaming things here on Raid. It's a solid attempt.
So now New York, when they go into the next offense, right there, Florida were able to capture 5 different progressive ticks on both points. So they are up by 5 ticks right now. So New York, they need to try to at least match that so they can have the ability to go into a defense in that round number 5, because their attacking rounds are just not that good. But Clayster having a great map so far, sitting at 23 and 15. Mac as well, 21 and 14. Stepping up in this game number 3 so far. So you're going to have New York putting that pressure on towards this A point. 3 players from Florida actually trying to attack through middle. And Clayster, good heads-up play, going to give that call out to his teammates and prepare for that flank.
Coming into this 4th round, Mutineers getting outslayed by 18 kills. So far, New York putting on full display. We hold this team in such high regard in that particular department as Clay now inside of the flank. Teammates do get cut down in regards to the objective, but here comes Mac. 22 and 15, having a great performance into a quick 1 versus 1. It's the duel, but Awakening's able to win it. A nice gun engagement there for Big Wake as he will clear the point for the time. He and Neptune dealing all the damage that they can over for P1.
He just stuck Clayster.
It's the stick on the Decimate before it runs off into the shadows. And NYSL setting up something inside of middle.
Yeah, they're trying to push through kitchen. They had to try to get out towards this B point because the positioning of Awakening is so hard to get him out of that great positioning. So now it's all about working through the middle of the map. Clayster wins a huge gunfight towards lower B, but he's going to have a second one right in front of him as the player in Havoc is going to be sitting towards top bedroom. Clayster,
yeah,
a huge one-on-one. They're just going back and forth, and eventually Havoc's going to win it. So now Clayster's going to drop. They eliminate Decimate from the middle of the map. Hydra still has kitchen control. But right now, they just have New York scattered. They do not know which point they want to go for yet, as they do eliminate that player in Havoc at that B water steps. Now it's all the pressure is going to come in towards this B point.
Pressure is in. We'll see the Mutineers, the arrows off of spawn. Look to try to set up for what is a stack now on the point. 2 players inside. Slowly but surely making its way in. 13 seconds left. You just need 1 delay if you're the Mutineers. Can they break in? Play
They're
with a nice
actually
kill
giving
on
them
Havoc.
the B point, which is crazy.
What can Florida try and do? You see some gun engagements going down over at A. That was Neptune who's able to win it there, but they have to get the job done at B. Nothing answering yet, and that's a big double there from Mac. Now on 5 in a row. Nearly finds a 6, but he'll set up Decimate for the nice assistance.
9
B
seconds.
point captured
Holy
there
shit.
for New York. Minute to work with for them.
I at least wanted
2
to get it
ticks
to round
away
5.
from closing out this control. 2 players coming in from Art, 2 in from Kitchen.
I do, actually.
Skies unfortunately
kills
himself with the nade.
somehow.
That could be the lane. That could be the opening, the opportunity for NYSL to close out this round. They've got some control. They get the close spawn. They get the close spawn as well.
Just stack on it, man. Don't play for these kills. Allow them to just push out laundry. You cannot let this happen again. But New York, they respond. They are able to get 3 down. Now it's all left up to Skies. That's going to be 4. And New York, the sack's going to come in, and they should be able to close it out here.
And they will. New York, the stack toward the stretch. Some big plays. And Clay, he's getting loud. He's letting him know. And you love to see it. It's been over a year since we've been able to see players on the stage get loud. And Clay trying to instill his team with some momentum. They come out firing in this control. Despite how great that the Mutineers team has been on attack, despite how great that they have been in this control mode, and as it's been a struggle for NYSL, they are able to rebound. Now up 2-1. Instead, you came into this one, you came into control saying, hey man, this is a big momentum game. We talked about this, game mode in particular, how it can set the tone. Clay leading the way 13 and 19, being an example for the roster, as now they are set up in a wonderful spot, coming into a mode that they like quite so well, little hardpoint.
And this is great for New York, man. What a response in that control. They were able to win an attacking round, and it was just the early progression they were able to develop on that B point. Great job out of Back to pick up that 2-piece, because if he doesn't pick that up, they won't be able to secure that. And then if they go to a round 5, without that extra progression tick, they would have had offense. But New York, they clutch up. You see Clayster getting hype, and this is the man that we were waiting for him to start stepping up for the team, being the leader, giving that energy, and right there he showed it.
Leading by example, New York, one more game away. Do we see a game 5, or is this one done on a good old hard point? It is Moscow when we come back after the break.
it shows Optic really just is not the team that they used to be. And then 2, it shows that Seattle is a pretty good contender. Now, I still don't think that they're going to beat Dallas, Toronto, or fucking FaZe, but if they make top 4, then
Call of Duty
if they
League
beat
is
Optic,
presented
they're
by
getting top 4.
T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been 400 plus days since we've got to see hype like this on the main stage.
Probably.
Clay letting the Mutineers know that we know Clay, obviously an experienced player on the stage, and never is shy to let the opponents know whenever he's rolling.
Oh, man, and I love that out of Clay. So this is what I was waiting for. Lan is back. You need to get back to that energetic form. Old man, father time. Just doing all the yelling, just getting into the opponent's minds, just mind games, man. And right there, he was saying to the team when he stood up, man, we are a pickup team. He's just letting them know, man, that you guys should be beating us. This should not be going the way it's going right now. But New York, they find themselves up 2-1, and now they're going into a Moscow hardpoint where both of these teams really enjoy this map. On one side, you have New York, who are 7-3. On the opposite side, you have Florida, who are 7-4.
Okay.
But I think that this map is all going to come down to the ARs and how disciplined they can play, because we know how Clayster can play on this map. It's real annoying. Like, the guy's gonna be rotating with 30 seconds in, just making sure he's camping in the back, just making sure he's making the right plays, the fundamental plays to try to close out this game for his team.
Yeah, and as we take a look quickly at our Checkmate Hardpoint Game 1 stats here for the Mutineers, I mean, we talked about it. It was Neptune taking over 37 and 15, Awakening 25 and 18.
Unbelievable.
Both these guys go on a 10 spree, and I know often we talk about Neptune, it's usually with the SMG, but on Checkmate, he was pulling out the Krig. He says, you know what, it actually does live up to the hype. It is quite good on LAN, in fact. So, as we said, looking at the ARs, but you never know who could be bringing that one out on a map like Moscow. But it's going to be fun. And the Mutineers extend us to 5, or will New York rally back off of the search and destroy victory. A big win in the control, and really, like I said, they came on that control. They were firing, man. Like there was a few different situations with the Mutineers. It looked like it was a 50-50 type fight, and the subliners were winning every single one of them. We'll see if they could finally do it here. It would be the first major series on LAN for both Hydra and Mac on a professional level, making their debut here in Stage 4 Major. See if they can get the job done, but you can never count out this Florida group. So good and so consistent across every single mode. As we are in toward P1.
You can just see the initial break off for Florida. They're trying to take control of Eskies, but early pressure from New York is going to be on this P1 hardpoint. They did a great job on Checkmate, just dominating P1, but unfortunately Hydra is going to stick his teammate in Decimate in the back with a nade. So now that's going to slow down the pressure from New York, but they have to keep in track of where Havoc is going. Havoc already is trying to flip these spawns through the front side of P2. Decimate, he's going to spot him, but the engagement's going to be in. Havoc's going to open it. There's not a place where he has to wrap back and try to win this, but Havoc, a great two-piece to flip these spawns. You're going to see both New York players spawning all the way out towards P3 and Florida. They get the flip, they get the break. Good time left on this P1, but the big picture here is making sure that you have those spawns for P2 to get a full 60.
And those are just great shots that connect there from Neptune. Keep in mind, it is going to be a quick engagement now already onto the point into a 2 versus 2. Florida have done just enough, and with that kill, but it's going to slow down the subliners. Havoc making the plays to start a back and forth over at P1, which you'd like to expect, but Routeman getting paid. Great start here for Colt Havoc. Greasy indeed, as that's going to be 3 straight down for New York.
And with 45 seconds left, all of New York spawning towards Street. They have 1 break to try to get into this. It's a good chunk of time here, so you don't want to give this fully to the side of Florida, as the pressure is going to come through the middle of the map. Clayster takes down 1, but 2 kills are going to go in favor of Florida. They're still doing a great job of just keeping the kills staggered. They're able to spot 1. Awakening with 2 is going to put him at a 4 spree already to start this game. Remaining 20 seconds should go in favor of Florida, and you already have a player off that rotation in Neptune. He's going to have a huge one-on-one versus Hydra. And they have just done a great job of just getting all these kills off their rotation, forcing all of New York to spawn out back at that P2.
Yeah, just continuing to make the plays, continuing to make the smart calls, valuing the objective. as the entire crowd of the subliners group up right on into the point. Hydra and Co here, but it's Awakening, by the way, 5-0 to start. He's yet to die. Flawless beginning from Big Wake. Put in a few shots from behind, eliminating trophies, and that will be the nice little wipeout to start. Subliners were grouped up. They were ready. They were prepared coming in toward the front. But once again, it is the clever plays, the map positioning out of the Mutineers that allows for them to win on out. And it's not just Awakening, it's also Havoc. Now 4 in a row for him. Everybody going off as Hydra finally is able to silence him.
Yeah, so with 25 seconds left, New York, you cannot lose this next rotation. You have to make sure you get over towards that bank side. You see Hydra in this position that he is. Clayster and Mac able to take down 2. Hydra eliminates that player from the back. So that's going to be a clean 4 dead. So this remaining time is going to go to them. Now it's all about off that rotation. And you see Hydra. He's going to be that player in towards the bus side, already in this position to cut down these players. But he's actually going to drop off that. Neptune and Skies are able to find 2. And now New York have to work their way through bank.
We'll see if that can fare for them. Yet again, Havoc ready to be the first player in their face. Been so great in this game, and as we said, set the team up quite well for spawns. Been the overall difference maker in regards to the score up to this point. And speaking of points, Mutineers continue to pile them on. Skies now answering back. That's going to be a nice double for him. 7 and 3 for Caesar. Pulls the number 2 KD in hardpoint, the number 1 so far throughout stage 4. Returning back to that MVP form as it takes, what, 4 or 5 players to finally get him off the point.
Yeah, but New York, they do a great job of just not giving up all this time right here to Florida. With 15 seconds left, it's all about just trying to set up off that rotation for P1. So we're going to have a huge engagement between Hydra and Neptune towards Eski's side. They're running around each other right now, but Hydra's actually going to slip through. He's going to go through. He's trying to flip these spawns immediately before this P1 even starts. And so far, he's done a great job at it as 2 players from Florida spawn all the way out towards that deep street at P4.
You see Neptune, this could be a big challenge. If Neptune's able to win it, that will now focus for subliners the attention toward the back. So 3 players entering from the front. Neptune still alive toward the backside. We'll see how New York can look to try to handle what is some unknowns, and that's gonna be a second for Neptune. Florida still hanging out, and they're also getting time as well over at P1, putting New York in somewhat of an awkward position. Finally loses the fight, but at the very least, Neptune's positioning stalls New York off of P1, and now they're spawning toward Boulevard. A great little sequence there for Florida. A big moment for them in this game. Live on the line here at the Stage 4 Major, as we'll now go to an Astro listening with the Mutineers.
Watch P2, watch out. He's still hiding P2 to the left, He went to the right, now. Watch in the back from the
Let's go fast,
Someone in top, Dead in back. Left side of top. Watch out, he died, he killed himself. Top PD, watch out.
Back here.
I got him.
I'm in the back.
We're missing one PD.
Yeah, we're missing one. I don't know if he's PD though. He's not
Watch What is from me?
He's out to top, Hydra.
He's blind spot me. Help me front. Watch out, no. Laying down. He's close right.
No, and one back fucking PD. Back PD.
Alright, we're good.
Yeah, just rotate, get a 60. Rotate, get a 60. Rotate.
He went half wall. He pushed out half wall.
Go, play bank.
He pushed out half wall? He's gonna kill them. Yeah, do some
Help
after
me
shooting
front.
for
Help me front.
Yeah, I can shut it first.
The front, I think the front.
They can kill, but I have all fucking shoot. I didn't flash anything yet.
Flashing.
Lobby. Go back up.
Back up, Caesar. Back up.
I am. You're good. I need him. Somebody needs to help Joe. Bueno.
I'm good.
Yeah, lobby. No, come back to lobby.
Watch my front, guys.
Go on top. Bueno, go the fuck outside. I have a trophy.
Are they short already? No, big on me. It could be, yes, it could be. Okay, big play. Or my cam. He's in bench. Hold it.
Yeah, watch me.
New York, they brought themselves back in the middle of that P2 exchange. I think someone fell off the map. I really have no idea how you do that on Moscow, but regardless, now we're covered in toward Fountain in Florida in a good position. They wipe away the first wave of subliner players. Everybody starting to get some momentum, starting to get in stride, and this could be scary if Mutineers are able to walk away with the final 40.
Yeah, and the way that they're holding this right now is just good work from them, but 2 kills are going to go in favor of New York. You're still going to have those spawns coming in for Florida towards that back library side. But so far, the pressure is here from New York from the front side. You probably think that one player is going to be setting up the pinch, but no. They're still spawning out towards back library. 20 seconds remaining on this. You need to try to get this time here if you're New York. But Awakening causing so many problems. Havoc eventually with the trade. Florida is going to be able to get this remaining 10 seconds and get closer to that 250-point mark. With New York already on the rotation, huge gunfight wins from Mac. He needs to try to stay alive in this position.
Yeah, and this just has to be a huge hill for subliners. You can't afford to give the point away or just allow for it to be contested. You have to play well at Boulevard. Meanwhile, Clay is trying to secure spawns for P2, thinking about the future. Subliners, given the scoreline, if they can have a good Boulevard, you talk about play well at P1, they could set themselves up for a nice little comeback. But how do the Mutineers look to try to counteract this? Once again, another nade comes through from Decimate. Clay puts 2 headshots together in a row, but Mutineers still with the spawns.
I mean, do you really think it took them that long to start a match?
25 seconds left again for New York. You have P2 ready to go. But you cannot afford to allow for these seconds to get away empty-handed. You see Hydra looking for a challenge, looking for an angle, but he's just not able to get one. Finally goes for it, but it's Mutineers still winning the fights.
They already hit 200 points.
Over toward the point.
At 120.
Still walking away with the majority of these gun engagements as the final few ticks come to a close. And another big 1v1 actually comes in play. Number 4, Mac goes big versus Neptune. Both teams spawning somewhat of the opposite side of the map. He wins that fight, and now he gives New York better map positioning.
Yeah, so they have the spawns now. It's all about winning these engagements in towards the point. And Decimate was able to take down 2. He will get traded, but you cannot give up this time to Florida. They can win off of this P1 hard point, so you have to contest this the entire time. But also do a great job of just keeping these spawns to get back into this game off of that P2. Right now, Florida, they're just not contesting. They are staying down in this hard point. They're making New York try to work, overextend to try to pick up some of these kills. As they do find 3, make it 4. They're going to spawn all of Florida towards that top Eskies. And with 20 seconds left, one player, Neptune's actually going to spawn out the back. The aggression is just way too much right there on the side of New York. So Neptune, he's going to be that player to make this play for Florida. Mac has no idea that he's going to be in this position, and once Havoc gets that kill and Decimate also is going to drop, they're going to spawn across the map. So now they know that something is up. Mac is going to finally find Neptune in towards the back, but here comes the pressure from Florida. 3v2 off the rotation. This is going to be hard. Mac has to try to go big on the backside.
Big opportunity for Mac. How great has he been so far in stage 4, continuing to go big for the team. That's going to be 3 shut down for the Mutineers. Havoc through the wall. Yeah, why not? Clayster puts in some support fire, and so there we go. Subliners
Max on a 5.
clearing away the early advantage. As you said, that could be massive coming in toward Fountain. If Mac is able to earn those streaks, valuing his life, now up to 6. Gotta stay on board with Mac. It's the assistance there for what could have been the 7th. Final 20 seconds are gonna go the way of Subliners. Mutineers ready for the rotation, but again, we talk about it. Florida, they can close out the game here, but
he's already got streaks.
From Mac,
I think he's got 1.
Could ruin everything. It could totally change up this game. As he sits alongside of his teammates, how do they set him up for success while also trying to value the hill, while also trying to value the hard point? It's going to have to be a challenge on Disguise, potentially. Players coming in from both angles. Havoc tosses out the nade. Meanwhile, and Mac does earn the streak, earns the 7th, and there with that,
oh my god, they just flipped the spawns.
As well. Find a majority of kills, they flip the spawns, and that's going to be double streaks as well for Mac. 234, 177. Subliners somehow, some way, staying alive in this game.
This is looking like map 1. I'm telling you, like Florida, they were up by 100 points, and New York are slowly trying to climb back into this. Mac picking up these streaks are so huge. If they once they go to that P4 hard point, Mac on a 10 streak, coming alive later into this game, trying to allow New York to stay alive and push themselves through this series. The streak is going to come in with 15 seconds left. Actually, the comms are going to come in. He's going to let everyone on his team know where Florida are deciding to approach this next hard point from. He's going to drop on ult, but the cruise missile is going to be in. His teammates have to win these engagements towards Bank, and Decimate, he's going to be able to take down 2. Havoc is going to drop as well, so now the pressure is going to be in from Gold. New York, they have the spawns. They have to get on this time. 207 to 234. New York can still do this.
They have the opportunity to. They bring it within 20. The excellent streak usage. Keeping in mind, Max still has another streak ready to go. Havoc looking for the flank. Routman, can he do it again? But Clayster's there to read him. What a massive challenge that is from Clay. Game nearly tied as the Subliners will take the lead in this game. Down 70, 80 points. They have brought it back, and they can win it here. Everybody from the Mutineers trying to make a play. They're relying on someone to try to get the job done, but they're getting taken down. They're getting dropped. They're getting silenced. 10 seconds away, and here comes the extra streak. They're lined up on the boulevard for Mac. What a turnaround it has been for him. Clay puts in 2. The streaks are down, and the Mutineers have got one last look. Can anybody get here in time? It's now for the rotation. They did just enough to get us toward P1, and Florida are here. Mutineers set up. Can Mac do it again? In toward P1, the challenges are in. It's Decimate. It's Decimate with 2. He at least keeps us for the moment. 243, 242. It is a 1-point game. SMGs, Decimate trying to go big right now for the team. But can Clay make the play? Players dying on side of the point. He has to do something. Finds the first. It's Awakening there for the trade. And Florida Mutineers, they get it done toward the stretch. What a game.
God damn it.
What a close. New York bring it back, but Mutineers do just enough to send us toward P1. And that is how we get to a P5. Oh my God, I can't breathe. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, Stud.
Oh my God, what a hard point that was between both teams, man. New York, they had the opportunity to close it out, man. Towards those final moments, all they had to do was just stay down on the hill. But Awakening, he did such a great job at just taking that player off of that P4, staying alive for the majority of the time, just having Clayster post up in the bus, thinking that one of his teammates were going to.
It's hilarious how they went on like what was it,
that game.
an 11
but once
or
New York
12
realized there was only 9 seconds left,
streak,
they could no longer win here. They can no longer
point.
win there. So now it comes down to that P1 rotation, and Florida, they did just enough to make sure that they can force it to get there. And that
Clay, the series ain't over, dude. I don't know why he's just running away, dog.
Yeah. We got to get right back into this, man. 239 to 234. You see Mac in this position. Awakening was able to take down Decimate. So the streak is going to come in, but Neptune, he eliminates that player in Hydra from gold. So they still have that positioning there. Clayster finds 2, and they realize with 7 seconds left, they can no longer win here. So Florida, they put themselves in a position to set up off the rotation, and they win a majority of these gunfights
and they literally would have gotten like, I think they got like 1 or 2 points.
Awakening with the trade. The pressure starting to come in from gold. Decimate almost makes the play, man. He's able to take down 2, and he plays his life beautifully here. Still a very close game. And you see the route out of Clayster right here. He's going to take his time to go all the way around through B2, trying to just wait for his teammates to stay alive. This is something that New York needed to do, was just stay alive on this side of the map, give enough time for Clayster to eventually set up this pinch. But they drop. Eventually, it's Mac and Clayster going back and forth for the trades, and they both lose their one-on-ones. Florida are able to hold, man. What a hard point, man. What a hard point.
Mutineers on the brink of elimination. A near 70, 80-point comeback from the subliners gets shut down, as now we have got ourselves a game 5. Get the popcorn ready, get the game fuel closed. It is going to be a banger. It's Express, Search, and Destroy. Loser of this game goes home. Winner advances to playoff against Dallas in just a few hours from now. Stay with us, as we'll be back right after this.
Well, he's probably sitting there talking about like, dude, we could have won that. You know, I'd gotten 2 down, there's 1 left, and we're sitting there twiddling our thumbs, figuring out like when everybody's gonna get on the goddamn point. Thanks, sir. Are we truly thinking Florida? It's fucking Express. You're going New York. That's the thing, is like, I just don't know, because the problem is that like I want to bet on New York, And it's not that I feel like Florida's going to win. It's just that you saw how beat up they were bitching at each other about last match. It's just like, is that going to affect his mindset? Oh. All right. I trust you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Call of Duty League Stage 4 Major. What a series it has been to start our 5-game Saturday. NYSL and the Mutineers sending us the distance to a Game 5 after what was one of the best hardpoints that we've seen this season. All right, into the Game 5 we go. Let's talk about how both of these teams have been at Game 5 so far throughout the season.
What's it called? No, I picked. So the only reason why I picked
NYSL 7-2, leading in every single category.
They have more experience in Game 5s than the last two majors than any other team.
KD. Their attacking rounds are beautiful. The defensive rounds are a little bit not as good as their attacking rounds, but they're still up there. But the only thing you got to think about with New York is they are missing their shot caller, man. Asim is not here. Even though they won that Game 2 Search and Destroy, it was just a tremendous effort from Hydra. He had 17 kills on that map. He needs to have basically the same exact performance here if they want to try to win this. That aggression is what works for them with this new pickup team. They need to keep that on this map number 5.
And take a quick look at how socials react to this. Our Astro Social soundboard. Another fantastic hardpoint. What a match this is. Game 5, hashtag CDL 2021. He's also using both of our teams' hashtags. That's what you got to do at this point, man. You just gotta give like a round of applause to the way that both of these teams have played. Mutineers coming out strong. They clutch up in the hardpoint. Meanwhile, NYSL is still playing without their full official team. Like, they've been playing with Asim throughout the entirety of the season, and now they're coming into this, and they're going to have to rely, Stud, on another search and destroy. We talked about it. They lost that Game 1. It was a matter of, okay, well, New York, I mean, how do they get out of this one? How do they get out of this sticky situation? They win the S&D, a mode that they got 6-0'd on by the Rocker in their first game. The reason why they're in this situation is because of a 3-0 loss. It was because of the lack of clutchness in the hardpoint that was specifically in that search and destroy, and now it's a mode that they have to rely on not once, but twice.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult, man, because both teams, they really enjoyed this map. NYSL sitting at 6-4 in the season, Florida sitting at 7-5. But for New York, man, when you think about that missing piece in the scene, he is that guy that's opening up with first bloods. He's always putting that aggression towards Ticket and just making sure that he's playing his life beautifully. So someone, it's either Decimate or Hydra that needs to fill that role. Glacier, he's going to have a huge role being that island player, setting up these late flanks. He needs to go big as well.
New York just needs redemption from what happened yesterday.
This was a rematch from Stage 4. Both these teams competed. It went to a Game 5. It was an express S&D. It was New York who were able to win it 6-2, and the guy who led the way for him, Asim, finished 11-4 in that game. No longer with the collar, and maybe experiencing what it's like to not have that super aggressive in-your-face SMG as down goes Hydra. Quickly now left into a 1 versus 4, and how about that? Mutineers, an exclamation point to start.
Such a great round right there out of Florida. They matched the aggression. And some early shots come into Neptune, but he's able to get that kill somehow with a centimeter of life in his back pocket. He finds one. Eventually, the second kill comes in onto Mac. Then it's all left up to Glacier. Such an aggressive, tone-setting round for the Florida Mutineers right there to go up 1-0.
That's the way you want to do it, right? We talked about how, what kind of throughout the Moscow S&D, it was a matter of, teams trying to show off how great that they can be, how aggressive that they can be, and that is the way that you want to see it. If you're a Mutineers fan,
I got this.
Great in early round, as now we'll get to witness what they like to do on attack, and maybe continuing up with that aggressive play style. It is an all-out brawl over toward B. Meanwhile, the Subliners hanging out toward middle tracks, but take a look at that. Decimate and Hydra in on the flank, but Skies is going to be prepared for it. Says it's a little bit too quiet here. The push does slow down. 2 players coming in from multiple directions if you're the Subliners. Does Neptune decide to chow this? Instantly enters on in, and that's going to be a trade Won
Clay,
by
why would you
Florida.
back up like that?
It's the read on
my.
the Hydra
Oh my God,
as well.
dude.
And
Neptune
how
is
about this
literally
start
a
from Neptune?
different
6-0, finally gets shut down. But to no avail, his impact is left in these first 2 rounds. Can it be a 1 versus 3 clutch for the new guy?
So now Decimate with 35 seconds left. He knows that the bomb is going to be down towards his B bomb. How does he decide to approach this? He's going to attack through the middle. Unfortunately, he gets caught in a nade, but the stick is going to come in, so the bomb is not going to go down. It's a 1v1 versus Awakening. He put some early bullets into him, so he's going to have the advantage in this gunfight. It's all about just keeping that pressure. He has the assault rifle. You have to challenge up close and personal and Decimate.
Nice job,
going
Decimate.
huge for New York, the new guy, the pickup player, stepping up in this game 5 with a huge 1v3 clutch to tie it up at 1 apiece.
How about the clutch? We talked about to start. It was Neptune who ruled over toward the site. And in the big games, in the biggest game so far for the subliners, and around amid everything, Decimate goes huge. A 1
I never
versus
talked shit about
3.
him.
Known for his
Motherfucker,
S&D
I'll smack
prowess,
shit
he
out
showed
you.
that with the Surge.
Will you
Now
lick
in
it
just his
first?
second match, goes big to bring us now to a 1-1.
Yeah, okay,
It's been aggressiveness
slut.
to start. Will that continue? A 3-1 setup for the Mutineers.
I mean, you know what?
Really,
Just an
Awakening
inward
backs
vagina.
off,
I
backs
mean,
off,
what
not
do you wanna
necessarily
say?
because of what he saw, but because of what his teammates do not see. Speaking of seeing, he's got a nice
New York,
angle.
they're
Shut
doing the
up.
same exact play. They're doing the same exact play, man. Clayster causing some problems over here at that B bomb, and he's able to open up with that first blood. So the A plan is actually going to come in soon for New York. As they eliminate those trophy systems on that side of the map. Clayster putting some early shots down
Nope.
onto Skies, but look at the positioning out of Neptune. Neptune makes his way through the backside of the train. He
Of course,
knows that
Neptune's
Clayster's
behind them, and they don't even know.
Clayster actually working up through the middle of the alley. So Awakening and Neptune, they're going to cross right in front of each other. Like, where did Clayster go? And he's still in such a great spot to cause problems for them. As the pinch is going to come in, Max is able to take down Skies on their side of the map. So now they know that something is up. Both players have to be flanking. Neptune's able to take down one, but here comes Clayster back into that one, able to eliminate him. Now it's Awakening in a 1v3.
Clay and the young guys can't really keep up, and just as he says that, Awakening's there for the shot. Positioning advantage
Yeah, I mean,
toward
there's
the
no way.
subliners.
Yeah,
as
it's
Awakening's
over.
gonna have to pull off something special, a 1 versus 3, and
He
arguably in a
shot
much
one
more
bullet.
unpredictable
did
spot
me
than
too.
Decimate. The way of New York, but as you said, my friend, just trying to look for Clay. The flank was in, but nobody could spot him.
They just couldn't find him, man. He opens up with that first blood, gets out with his life, and then just forces 2 players on the side of Florida to keep on looking for him. And at that point, they're just wasting so much time. He was able to just work his way up the middle of
Oh
the map
my God.
and
Hydra,
eventually
you
find
wanna,
that
like,
kill
get some
onto
kills?
Neptune. Someone on Florida's side spawn in and help
My
the
man
young
goes, I
Sitting
got
at
17 the
7-2.
first game. You
Havoc
guys
and
are
Awakening
good.
only sitting at 1, but we're only 3 rounds into this, so they have some time to get back into it.
Neptune,
But
do you
right
want to
now,
pick up the bomb?
Florida, the attack is going to come through the middle map. The aggression for New York is going to be at that A bomb. So they're just trying to
I mean,
find
they
a couple
almost
players
did,
from
no
New York being a
bullshit,
little
when
bit
he
more
was
aggressive.
37 or 35 and
As of right now, it's looking like it's going to be a
37 and
rotation back to
15.
B. Clayster's going to have a huge play. He has to try to play his life
Got Havoc.
and get out with it, or at least take down one.
Look at Havoc. Nice positioning. Decimate not at all aware that Havoc is going to be around the corner. As Clay wins the first engagement, Decimate yet again.
Bro, the reaction
It's not
time
gonna
of
be
him
5
looking
in a
at that
row.
quarter was crazy because
2
that would have been
players
the
shut
worst
down
timing
in
ever.
major spots. NYSL winning their 1v1s as now that bomb is left in a pretty awkward spot for the Mutineers. You said Neptune to start, and he needs some support. They're not going to get it yet, and now Decimate. 1 kill away from streaks already. They're going to allow for Mac to enter in first, and he gets shut down quickly. 20 seconds left, and again, they're just trying to tag him up. They want to allow for Decimate to walk away with this kill, like a caged animal almost is Awakening. He's just trying to do everything he can to stay alive. 8 seconds left, and like I said, this is just a matter of can the streak come in, and they find another one for Decimate. Hydra's able to win it. It's now 3 in a row for New York.
And New York, this is a pickup team, but their S&D is on point, man. The teamwork between just the submachine guns right now out of Decimate and Hydra, they're all over the map. Even with Decimate, the positioning right there out of Havoc, such a heads-up play to just take his time and eventually close out that kill. So now New York find themselves up 3-1. Decimate one-off streaks. These are huge if he can pick these up. The newcomer coming in town and really setting the tone for New York right now is having himself a game. as the pressure is going to be a 2-2 split. Clayster still causing a little bit of noise at this B bomb. So you're going to have 3 players from Florida at this bomb site. But they're just waiting. New York right now just trying to catch some aggressive plays coming in from Florida. Florida are taking their time. They're thinking that they're going to go A, and this is the perfect time to hit the rotation towards that B bomb.
See if they do it. They're still convinced. They want to make a push toward A. Again, Mac and Decimate scouting for information. And as they go for the rotation, just a matter of what do the Florida players do? How do those arrows begin? Make decisions. Trying to tease his way forward is Hydra. Neptune always got to be aware of this guy. How great he has been in Stage 4 this season, this series. Mac's able to deal with him. Never really got too much of an angle. And that will free up the plant, but it actually does not go down. Guys will delay it for the moment. The Decimate through the middle tracks, of course, it's Decimate.
Got streaks.
Finds his 7th in one of the biggest positions possible. The artillery going to be utilized for
surprised that he already
use it for the ping.
The artillery.
Now Awakening once
Thought he
more.
would have saved it. I mean, it's a 3v.
3.
I mean, yeah, but
how
like,
great Big Wake is, but
it's a
putting him in
3v1,
spots like
dude.
this is not indicative of what he could do. Looks to be a 4th round in a row for New York. Stud Frank may very well be warming up. Good old Sinatra.
He's not even playing for it. He knows it. This round is basically impossible. You do not want to give another kill to Decimate, but Mac's going to sniff him out, and New York, 4 rounds in a row, man. They are just chaining them back to back to back, and right there, it was just huge plays out of Clayster. I know that Mac was able to find 2 kills when Hydra was trying to get this bomb plant, but Clayster slow playing towards that bottom B side. They just had all of the nearest players thinking that they were going to go middle, thinking that they were going to go A, but he takes that map control of their side of the tunnel, so then that helps his teammates get that easy rotation back towards that B bomb. Mac picks up 2, but Decimate picking up those streaks, using that ping to his advantage, sitting on a 7 spree. He's going to have that in that back pocket. So now Florida.
If Florida loses here, do they get top 8 or
so now it's time to put some aggression into your game. As it's going to be a 4-on-4 battle at this B bomb. Gunfights are about to happen.
Havoc and Neptune,
well,
the
he didn't
SMGs,
get the
they
other
reply
stream,
early.
so.
They're fully aware of Clayster's position. He and Mac have to try to back on up, but they're not even going to get that option. A well-responded round from the Mutineers. One where they have to go big. We talk about their aggression. That is what worked out for them to start this off. And once again, it is Neptune going big for the team, Stud. Doing everything he can to try to bring his teammates back in this game 5.
Yeah, so what Florida are doing wrong on their defenses is that they're just reacting to things. They're thinking that New York are doing one thing, and they're completely doing the opposite. They're just playing mind games. So right now, if you're Florida, you just want to spread them out. The player who's going to be able to spot those players on that side of the map is where the info is going to come in. You have to back down and try to play a full retake. Because New York, they're slowly just picking them apart. And you cannot allow that to happen into these later rounds as Mac, once again, finds another first blood.
In Neptune Awakening, they will quickly back up. They do not want to run into the barrel of multiple Krigs throughout the early train halls. As NYSL with the first blood on attack, you cannot ask for much better. But then you take down Neptune and you're thinking, okay, we very well may be able to do this. Neptune wiped away. Much better opportunity for us to close out what could be a 5th round. Hydra punches in the digits, and now once more Awakening. A 1 versus 4. Be having a stern conversation with his teammates as he takes an elbow to the jaw. And NYSL up 5 rounds to 2. One more gets them another series.
They're just playing so great, man. And this was a worry that I had. When they have a pickup team, that S&D is going to be that game mode that they tend to struggle with. But so far in this series, they're answering that map number 2. And now in this map number 5, they're 1 round away from closing this out. And you just got to think, like, Florida, what are we doing? This is a pickup team. Where are the strats at? Where is the teamwork going to come in? So far, the 2 rounds that they've won has all been 4v4 team pushes. But right now, they find themselves still in this game, New York, at game point. The pressure's going to come in from Hydra. Unfortunately, he's going to get dropped. So now Florida finally put themselves in a man advantage.
A time, too. More of a sigh of relief. Here in the Mutineers camp.
The winner, or they play Rocker, right?
And while
That's kind of
Doublers
ironic.
could push their way up. It's a matter of when Awakening can
Just
get
means that they can
time.
get their
Decimate
revenge if they wanted
It's
to.
gonna get found out. The big play that could have been for New York, but Clay, you see, he's trying to check where Awakening could come from. He gets dealt with, and now 4 versus 1. Mac with an all to do. Just trying to make sure there's no clever business going down at the other site, but
I'd probably lose
as we
my
said,
shit,
Mutineers, they've
but,
got
you know,
full
that's just me.
control over A. And with that
Imagine.
plant, Mac, another opportunity where it's just going to be that much more difficult. Takes down Havoc, but 3 more still to go.
Yeah, it's a 1v4. It's going to be really difficult for him to try to clutch up. But he was on a 4 spree, so he's just trying to pick up a couple kills to try to earn some streaks. But eventually, Florida players sniff him out. So now they stay alive in this game, down 5-3. And that was just a great play right there from Awakening to read that flank. Because New York, when they're in this position, they are allowed to take a couple risks, take a couple plays that Florida will not most likely respond to. But Awakening, such a heads-up play on turning around, picking up that first blow onto Hydra, definitely spoiled that party right there for New York. So now 5-3, New York are going to be on the offense. You see what Hydra's doing? He's just going to slowly play in the back of the spawn. So they're going to cause a lot of problems at this A-bomb. And this is going to force Florida to try to push through, thinking that they're being really aggressive towards it. But they're actually going to cut through the middle of the map. And they're going to all wrap back towards A. And this is a perfect play. Perfect play right here from New York as they're slowly going to approach this bomb towards that B site.
Instead, Decimate still has the streak to use, so if they try to go on the rotation, that could very well cover their tracks. Subliners, a perfect fake in this round. A free plant. Florida, they go for it. And now 40 seconds left. They've got a streak. They utilize it here. Mutineers, the push has to be now. Potentially the final push of their run here at stage 4. Awakening tries to get the peak, but Hydra, all too clever. Takes a few shots. But Havoc able to find one. Hydra there for the trade. Now into the 2 versus 3. Skies and Neptune. Time continues to tick away, but it's Neptune on the flank. Skies has to find one himself. Neptune's done the job. 10 seconds away, Clay.
You have to get on it.
Clay's here. Clay's here, but Neptune and Skies.
Oh my.
They clutch it on the
Dude,
retake.
what did I just watch?
They had a second to work with, and they're able to do it. What was that?
Like, what did I actually just
Let's
watch?
watch this again. It's a 3 versus 2. There's like 12 seconds left, but Neptune finds all 3. Give me a break.
Give me a break.
What is this game? What is this game, man? Neptune going big in the final moments to keep his team alive, sitting on 13-5, really backpacking, putting on the jams for the Florida Mutineers right now as they stay alive in this game. New York are going to be on the defense. Keep in mind, Decimate still has that artillery to work with in his back pocket. But they're going to forward attack towards this lower B side because they know if they take control of this, A is wide open. All they have to do is use that streak. So they're going to leave Clayster in this position. Everyone else is going to decide to wrap back. But Florida, they are not biting. They are just trying to wait because, keep in mind, Decimate does not have that ping, so he has no idea that they are still in the spawn. So great plays right here out of Florida. Do they decide to hit this delay play towards that B site? There's a couple players that are going to be sitting in towards Catwalk.
I don't get that at all from Decimate, and that's another reason why, like, being a rookie like that really just can cost you.
Except the position, but at least...
I mean, unless you know where they're at, there's no reason to use that streak. You have no idea where they're at. He already did the ping earlier in the game.
Keep in mind, while Neptune is here, Mutineers, they have rotated, and they've also allowed for Decimate to utilize the streaks. They don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, but the problem is now, look, all of them are rushing A, and not a single one is actually at A.
All 8 players alive, but that's about to change. Knack with the early engagement. Havoc quickly gets on the bomb. Doesn't even look. Not worry in the world. It's all about the objective. But Decimate is able to walk away with the first. The first blood at the hands of NYSL. Once again, it's Decimate going big to start, but how can they continue off of that? Guys inside of lockers, they should be able to find Decimate, but they don't check it. They don't check it. Decimate realizes the angle that he has. That's going to be 2. Can Decimate make it 3? It's now it's all on the Neptune. And he drops as well. New York, they walk away with this series. They stay alive.
I'm not going to lie, though, after what happened last fucking match.
Versus the Rocker.
Or not match, last round.
That game mode to keep them alive. What a series. What a moment.
I can't believe it. I'm at a loss for words, man. That was such a great series from both of these teams, and you see the sign of defeat on the side of Florida, man. Losing to a pickup team in 2 search and destroys, that's not how they pictured this series going, man. They won both hard points in such drastic ways, and all they needed to do was just clutch up in 1 search and destroy, man. They had the chance to do it in that map number 1. They just let Hydra completely go off. And even into this map number 5, the great early start from Decimate, it changed the way that their game plan was going to go. Because now they got to think about that artillery in the back pocket. So it's going to change the play calling. And that is what happened right there. New York, they just countered it every time. Early mind games into that game number 5 is what won them that game. But you can just tell, man, for New York, I was not expecting this, man. With a pickup team to win 2 searches, you got to tip the hat to the guys, man. At least off of that loss, they bounced back strong here in this game 5.
Yeah, you have to tip the hat to New York, and you also have to tip the hat to the Mutineers. I mean, just what a series that was.
Yeah.
What a game that was. Sent us the distance. Looked so good in the hard points, and what a game it was for this guy, man. I mean, I know that's a loss, but that's a win in my book. I mean, just the way that he played throughout this series, his ability to just turn it up was incredible. But as we said, the subliners, they stay alive. And I'm sure the loudest person at home, after what a series that was, the loudest guy who's watching this game right now. You think he's going to leave
on his own?
It's got to be Asim. He's probably going nuts right now watching this one from home.
100%, man. He's definitely just going bonkers right now, sitting from home, just hyping up his team, happy that they have won this series. He wishes that he could be in here in this moment to help his teammates out, but just New York, man. The stuff that they have went through all year, still find a way to put it all together in the final moments, winning 2 searches and destroys, winning the control, losing both hard points. That has been their backbone game mode. Ever since Hydra joined this team, they lose both and they clutch up into 2-3-5, man. Who would have thought, man? New York, they stay alive.
They do, and I know I referenced coming into this, you know, this was a battle that's happened a number of different times throughout the season. Subliners faced off against the Mutineers in Game 5. It went down to a Game 5 in the Stage 4 regular season. The guy who went big for the team, it was Asim. He went 11-4 in that game. Decimate, the guy who fills his shoe stud, he goes 11-4 in this game, matching the same identical score as Asim. We talk about filling some big shoes, and he's able to do it in this Game 5. And we continue to talk about Decimate, what a performance it was for him to go big for the roster. He's also the player that we're looking out for in our scuff play of the game. So we're taking a look back at round number 2.
Yeah, this is the 1v3, man. This is insane stuff right here from Decimate, because obviously Clayster opens up with the first blood, but Neptune does a great job at taking down 2. Eventually, the third Kim comes in as well. He shuts down Neptune that he was on an early 6 spree. So this is such a huge round because Decimate went on to eventually pick up some streaks of his own. So he finds that first blood, and he knows the positioning of Awakening. And with 40 seconds left, he knows that they have enough time to rotate to that other bomb site at A. But most likely in a 2v1 advantage, they're going to get this bomb down at that B bomb site. So with 30 seconds left, he gets some great timing here. He actually gets the sticky nade onto Havoc and then forces the 1v1. With some early shots onto Awakening, he knows, I have the advantage in this gunfight. I have to play up close and personal with this 74U to put myself in a better position to win it, and he does just
Seattle
that, man.
Surge,
Such a clutch from Decimate right there to win that for his team. You see the hype on their side, man. You gotta feel good. Especially if you're the core 3 of NYSL, to see the pickup clutching in that 1v3, man, that feels good.
It has to. It has to feel good. You see Decimate getting loud, and as we said, fills the roles of Asim quite well in this Game 5. What a series it was. What a performance it was. And I got to imagine social is probably going nuts. Consider the way that Game 4 ended. Consider the way that this Game 5 comes to a close as well. As we head now to our Astros soundboard saying, cannot tell me that Decimate does not deserve a spot next year. You're just playing with maybe 3 days of practice and showing out, in my opinion, one of the hardest roles to replace. Could not agree more, Stud. What a performance it was. I know he had a really shaky series versus the Rocker NYSL. They were trying to figure things out, but he performs, and the team, as we said, they get the job done at the stretch.
Get the job done, man, and it's got to feel good, man, because now they're going to go up against Dallas next, so this is great, man, to get that early momentum.
They're going against Dallas, not Rockers.
Can't compete with some of these teams that are full rosters. It's great to see, and hopefully in that battle versus Dallas Empire, we know it's a rivalry there. Can't wait to see how that one turns out.
Without a doubt, my friend. Without a doubt, what a series it was. What a game it was. Are you awake? I feel like you should be after a series like that. But on the sidelines, I believe.
I'm sweating.
we're definitely sweating. Jess, how you feeling?
Thanks so much, Lando. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I mean, Clayster's probably about to feel good as well. Like, it's been over a year since we've seen that hype, since we've seen you yelling across the stage to the other team. Like, you guys needed this win. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Honestly, just feeling good for Asim. Like, we wish you could be here. We love you, brother. And I'm really happy that Decimate is filling in for us and really just playing the way he is. So shout out to both of those guys for honestly just, Desi for helping, Asim for helping as well. He's like our offensive coordinator. But yeah, I don't think anybody expected us to win a series by winning 2 S&Ds, so a little bit weird.
So the talk I was hearing also is that everyone's kind of looking to you to step up and be the team leader. And, how's the sort of dynamic on the team, especially with regards to Decimate right now?
It's tough. Asim and Decimate are not the same player at all. And that's not to say that they both don't have their strengths, but it's not the same player at all. And we kind of built our team as like a puzzle where all 4 of the pieces really fit. So just bringing in Desi for Asim, it really kind of messes up the flow. And I think yesterday you saw that I was trying to overcompensate a lot. I was trying to do a lot of the stuff Asim does, but in reality, since I'm the AR player, I need to just focus on me. Like, I can't try and overcompensate all the time and make up for all like the gaps and stuff. So today, that's what I was focused on, just like focusing on me. It's a new team. We got 5 days of practice pretty much. So honestly, just whatever happens, happens.
So you've got just this little bit of a break, and then you're going to be facing the Empire. Where's your head at there?
Feeling good. Get to play the old Empire boys on land here in Dallas. It would be sweet to send them home, but we're just gonna try our best, try and win 3 more maps and get to Champ Sunday. Because honestly, 1 match is good, 2 matches gets us to Sunday in top 4, and really that's what we're trying to do.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Best of luck going forward. Lando, take it away, buddy.
Thank you so much, Jess. Yes, folks, we are just
early maps,
one
if they go
series
up 2-0,
down,
like
still
8-2
4 more to go today. If it's anything like that, I don't know, man. I'm definitely going to be passing out, I think it's fair to say. But, folks, LAN is back after the break. It is Lottie and Nameless breaking down the action and setting up our next series.
I want to see the maps. Then once I see the maps, I'll figure out what exactly I want to do for Seattle. I mean, I don't know, dude. If it's a Garrison or Raid or Garrison Raid or Moscow Hardpoint, I'm going Optic first map. But if it's an Apocalypse or no, if it's Garrison, Checkmate, or Raid, I'm going Optic. If it's Moscow or Apocalypse, I'm going Seattle. Did you just like come in your mouth? Like what the fuck was that?
Well, hello, day 3 of Major 4. My goodness, I'm awake. Okay, what an incredible series we have the bracket on the board for you guys right now. As you can see, elimination round 3 is where we're at, folks. 3, 2,
yeah, so it's Subliners, Empire, and then whoever wins at Optic
elimination
Surge
round
play
4, where they will
Rucker.
meet their friends Empire.
And both those games are
They're
today,
battling their way
which is
to
hilarious.
hopefully that tournament final spot right at the end of it. But what an incredible series. I mean, let's just appreciate this for a second, right? Pickup team. Clay also finished the last series on a 0.77 KD, the last time
I agree.
on stage. Decimate, he honestly could have just sat back and aided his his core 3 teammates in their team and really
I wasn't
not
disputing.
huge
I
amount.
100%
But
agree.
no, he steps up. The S&D was just unbelievable. This team, it kind of looked like they'd been playing for quite a while, and in just the short amount of days that they had to get this together to go against the Mutineers the way that they did in that Game 5 series was just amazing. Nameless, what did you make of that overall, man?
Every single player on New York had an incredible moment throughout this series. I mean, you think about Hydra in that Game 2 S&D, the guy was going off. I mean, in the pre-match segment, we talked about they needed playmakers. And in Search and Destroy, they clearly went over VOD, and they came with a brand new game plan today. You think about Clay in the control. I mean, the guy took over. Mac on the Game 4, he was going off on the 10 streak to get the streaks. They didn't end up winning it, but he was still popping off. And then in Game 5, Decimate, to step up and set the tone with that 1v3, it was massive, man. These guys, they earned that win. That was huge.
They really did. It was like a real flip of the regular New York subliners type roster we normally see. Like, they're usually so good at the respawns, and the S&D is a little tiny bit shaky, but respawns you just cannot, you know, go against them in. This time around, it was totally different with Decimate on board. Unbelievable stuff. Now, Namus, you mentioned the control. Talk to me about that control game. What did you notice that really spun things on its head for New York?
Yeah, you know, Florida was playing great. They had a bunch of ticks for progression, so if it did go to that round number 5, they would have had defense. So New York were faced in the situation where they had to win the offense that they were on. You're going to see some really big gunfights here. They get B with like a sliver left on it, and right here you see they're spread across the map right now. Right now Mutineers have control, but Clay wins a huge gunfight onto Awakening, and then the 2 players inside a kitchen, Decimate and Hydra, they overwhelm Max. Skies unfortunately nades himself, but that gives New York the opportunity to converge onto A here. They have to make stuff work. You see Neptune finessing his life, Awakening up top. They're able to trade out. They flood through pillars, and you see New York right now. They finally got control, and it's so difficult to re-break back into circle when you are on the defense and the team just has so many headies to work with. You can see they stack the point, they get the kills, and they execute it properly. I mean, this offense was beautiful. The way that they were able to get B, they push through kitchen, they get on B, and it was not easy. I mean, they were fighting back and forth, winning huge gunfight after huge gunfight. It came down to a one-on-one that they won to get B. That sets them up with the opportunity to pinch.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, just before we head off to this one, big shout out to Neptune. Played like an absolute beast in that series. Incredible stuff. Way to show up for your teammate. But we do need to move on, and Optic versus Surge is on the cards next. Super excited for this one. Now, Nameless, who do you think has to step up today for Optic in particular?
Yeah, if I had to pick one person, I'm going to go with Formal. We know how strong the AR duo is on Seattle Surge. So for Formal, I think he needs to have a big one. The last series that he had, 0.67, it ain't going to cut it. I mean, Formal, a guy who's been fantastic on LAN in prior years, it's his time to turn up, right? So looking at him to step it up and go big in this series to give them an advantage.
Totally feel that. I think for me, honestly, it's Envoy. I really want him to step up in Search. I think a Search player like him is incredible when he is proving himself. He can really fly, make a huge impact. He needs to be that manipulative player that we know he can be. The flanks, the routes he takes, you know, he really does disrupt teams when he can actually perform. And I think he can do that today. I want to see a little bit more from him to create some more opportunities for his teams. But I tell you what, we have to go to break right now because we have our next match ready and waiting. It's going to be Optic versus Surge on that main stage. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back right after the break.
I'm trying to figure out if I want another beer or not. Yeah, but she doesn't get off of work until 4, remember? What time is it now? Oh, it's 2:45 or 2:46. I got plenty of time. I will say, though, that series took forever.
Ladies to Major 4. Beautiful aerial shot of downtown Dallas as we get ready for our next matchup. And Joe, it's a big one as we'll check out the Seattle players getting locked and loaded. They'll be taking on Optic, and it just feels like, I know it's not exactly the case, but it's kind of do or die time for Seattle. They're in such a hole. If they want to get into champs, man, they got to find some wins.
Yeah, they got to find some wins, but they've already done that, right? 2 very impressive wins over London and
100%.
Paris. They finally get some momentum going for this roster. They're feeling good. You know, they know they're the underdogs. They got a lot of work to do, but I think just getting those wins under their belt for them, just, you know, you saw them smiling on the stage. It feels good for them. And on the other side, for Optic, not a good showing. You have to get going right out of the gates, right? Just with how much momentum Seattle has right now and what they showed early on versus Dallas.
Well, how much does the mindset for these teams matter to you? The sense of how drastically different they are. If they're Seattle, you're riding as high as you probably ever have been this year, or maybe last year, considering the wins that have been coming through this major. And if you're Optic, you're all excited to get back to land. You get destroyed. It's the polar opposite.
Yeah, it is, but I think for Optic too, there's no more excuses. There's nothing else, right? It's the fact of we're at land now, and they are a team at times that starts slow. They did it last major, and then it was on this day where they really got going. But throughout stage 4, hardpoint 6-3 for Optic, not bad at all though for Seattle Surge. It's really the respawns for Seattle. Optic Search and Destroy has been pretty up and down this year. 3 and 4, not the best, but we've seen them get better and better at this mode. So that is a key advantage for them today.
Well, yeah, I mean, early in the year, horrible at it. Then they got to a point they were one of the better search teams in the game. Now they're maybe sitting around middle of the pack after how stage 4 went. But I got to think you think this is a series where if there's a mode they really should take advantage, it's the search, right?
Yeah, 100%. I think it needs to be, especially map 2. Like, you know, they've played Seattle Surge. I think they have a 3-1 series advantage over them. They did lose their most recent matchup. In Seattle, their best game mode is probably hardpoint right now. So if you lose that map 1, right, a closed hardpoint, you have to bounce back in that map too, because it feels like at times that pressure can build up, and then you can see what happens to this team. You don't want to go down in that 0-2 hole.
Well, let's check out Astro's social soundboard quick as we're getting ready to go. Just waiting on the players to get ready to play. And okay, this is for Joey Nubsy. I want to paint you like one of your French gamers. Well, Titanic, it was an incredible film. Joe, I saw that as a very young boy. I think I was like 13 at the time. I'm very old, and it was one of the first times I saw nudity, Joe, in a film. My dad was trying to cover my eyes. It was very, I'll never forget it. It was a very important moment in my life. But let's meet the teams, Joe. We're getting ready to get into the match. Surge going up against Optic. Let's meet Seattle Surge.
Maven's so weird in merch.
Fire coming in, but can Pristini win it too? No. He does. That's 3 straight.
He's trying to get out of there. He challenged and he wins it.
Behind him, Classic. Trying to line him up. Trying to line him up in the final. Looking to find a few more, but Gunless absolutely rips his way through the 3 of them.
249, 249, Seattle won! Seattle Surge starting to roll back on land. Octane, we saw him smile for the first time in 2 years. Ready to see if this team can keep it going.
Yeah, I think for these guys, yeah, Gunless, Pristini, Classic, and Octane. Octane's been great. He's been leading the tournament. He's been putting up numbers, but you're going now against an opponent where you need the entire squad to step up. Look at that, guys like Gunless, Pristini to really put the pressure on Optic today.
Yeah, you're going to need a team effort here, absolutely. I'm excited for this. I mean, we know they played recently. It's a 5-game series. Surge were able to take it, so I think mentally, you know you can beat them online. You're playing well at land. You got to think you can do this. But yes, they are still absolutely the underdog, even considering how the matches have gone so far for these two teams. But I guess, you mentioned it, the others need to step it up outside of Octane. But is there like a single player you think the most pressure on here to perform?
Well, I think it is Octane, because I think when you look at their stats, if he's not putting up the numbers, I think you have Gunless around like a 1.0. It's not like the subs haven't been magnificent, right? Yeah. So Octane is going to need to slay. So for me, you need Octane to stay consistent. That to me is it. If he has an off series, what happens to this team? We don't know.
Can they win? No, probably not. I mean, considering how things have been going. But that'll be it for Seattle Surge, who they're battling against, the Green Wall. Let's meet Optic Chicago.
Brutal Mighty keeps it going.
Formal, looking fantastic.
Envoy slaying his way through. Scott from up high, the king.
I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational. Really starting to run that score up. I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Optic gave it a back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
Optic Chicago, it is bounce back time. You do not get the result you want starting the tournament. They come out flat. This is where they need to show that resilience, the pedigree, as they've been some of the top players in the game. We know the championship form they can hit. It's time to show it.
100%. You see them smiling coming on out. You got a little, I like that. All right, so the chemistry's building on the stage. You see them in a good mood, and they know when they can get some momentum going. If they win this match, they'll have another match later on, and it feels like once they get into that sort of system, they are very difficult to beat. We saw it that last major. So this match for me, I mean, you lose this and you're out, but it's once they get a win under the belt, what else can they do with that momentum?
100%, but you see the full lineup: Dashy, Envoy, Formal, and Scump. I want to get right into our game fuel keys to victory. We're going to go through it, chat about these squads and what you think are maybe the points they need to hit on. Talk to me about Optic.
Well, I take advantage of a weak search and destroy team. 2-7. Scump has been leading the way with a 1.33 throughout stage 4. He's got to stay seeing that guy, watching him. He just realized the situations he's in. Seems to be a step ahead. Well, Envoy, though, they were horrible versus Dallas Empire. They have to step up, especially because Envoy, he's supposed to be one of your superstars. You need this guy to play well. And then Dashy has to stay consistent. It is a tough matchup going up against Octane and Gunless. He's hoping Formal is going to be playing better today, but it's the same thing for me with Octane on the other side. If Dashy does not slay, what happens to Optic? You look at the results in the past, it's not good.
Yeah, it just feels like it's been one extreme or the other, right? Like he is dominating one of the top KDs in the game or getting smoked. You need him dominating, 100%. Totally agree with you there. Let's go through the game fuel keys to victory for Seattle Surge, and are they going to get it done, Joe? Which might be difficult till we see the graphic pop up, but also you wrote them, so you probably have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on Octane. He's plus 66 over the 2 series. He's leading the major in overall KD. Just a bit of a different level, though, here, going up against Optic instead of Paris and London. So can you keep that up? Control, they have won their last 4, and Optic is 2-4 in stage 4. This might be a mode where they have a clear advantage.
Isn't that crazy,
Optic
though?
Right
Because they used to be so bad at it. Like,
yeah, 100%. And then for me, Pristine and Classic, they need to keep Surge in the game. It allowed Gunless and Octane to get to their spots. I think the only way this really goes wrong for Seattle Surge is if Pristine and Classic just get smoked. Like, they can have a 0.9, a 0.85, they can get out slayed, but they can't drop a 0.5. You need them to continue to win some one-on-ones that allow them to move up the map, and they have to keep that pressure up.
yeah, 100%. I mean, you can get by with subs not frying. They don't always need to, but you just can't get totally torched. Totally agree there. And, you know, those are players that have fallen victim to that at times this year. Now let's look at our maps and modes. This best of 5 between Optic and Seattle. Joe, how to play out?
Well, you have some interesting ones here. I think Checkmate Hardpoint is one that sticks out because Chicago very good here, but in the first match they played throughout stage 4, it's a very close one, 250 to 227. The other map that we're going to see is a repeat is going to be that Checkmate Control.
All right, so Checkmate Express, Checkmate Apocalypse.
And if we go with the distance, that map 5, that's where Optic were able to win 6-3. So you do have some repeat maps, but the vetoes change up a little bit based on what we saw earlier, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, you and I spent probably 20, 30 minutes just talking about the vetoes and what we thought it was going to break down to be. And it was close, but I guess we kind of thought Checkmate might get out of it.
I'm going Optic first map, but I'm betting
probably
Seattle
Moscow,
3-1.
and that's where they didn't want to go.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle is 7-5 in Hardpoint this stage. 4 of those losses are here. In my mind, it was let's just play Moscow or Raid, whatever Chicago wants to do. But I think I'm
gonna get a rum and coke.
It was a 20-point game. That all right, we can compete with them on this map. So they're sticking with it, and then you see Apocalypse come in. And Apocalypse is another good one for Seattle, and it's one Chicago they just have not played a lot of. They haven't touched it throughout stage 4.
Yeah, this is the one we were kind of surprised at Jim. We thought maybe it would get veto, but yeah, no, you nailed it. They think they can get it done. We've seen Optic just blow people out here at times as well, but into the bloodbath we go. At times it is Scump's playing, and right now it most certainly is. He starts it off with a double.
It's checkmate.
With 2 T2P.
I'll go back. I think I'm pretty sure
roll.
it's checkmate express.
Yeah, a lot of map pressure given. You can see where
checkmate,
Seattle is spawning.
apocalypse, and then I don't know what the last one is. I'll check it.
Position towards this yellow crate, but he gets killed. This is just early time, and Scump is going to deal with this push, and I love this. Just wasting their time, staying alive, allowing his teammates to get into these strong positions. This is just great time. They know they don't have to go right away and try to flip the spawns. Get the time, and now maybe fly behind those 2 kills. It is go time, and there you see the spawns flip.
I was about to say, even if they don't get the flip, like if you take a 40-0 type lead off the first, I mean that's still good work done. But you get all the time and you get the flip, Joe. It doesn't get much better than that to start the game.
No, it certainly doesn't. And now for Seattle Surge, can you get a response here? Can you find a break? On board with Gunless. Him and Octane, you know, work towards this right wing.
Maps are
try to find some gunfights to open up the lanes for their submachine guns, but it's
Moscow.
Actually on the opposite side, dealing with the push.
Are you good?
A very good start for Optic. You see the way they're slaying. On the other side, it's Pristinian Classic, a slow start for them.
We'll see if they can start to turn it around, but I mean, there was 20 seconds off this hard point before the gunfights really started around the objective. Just flawless from Optic to open it up. You still have 30 seconds to earn here. Someone's got to get into the hard point, and that they'll be able to do. Now, Dashy, you said he's got to perform.
Dashy
he's
on
on
5.
5 in a row right now. See if he can earn some streaks to take later into this map, but he's going to get caught on the left side by Gunless. Gunless follows it up with a second as well.
Scump on a 5.
All this time, from one streak to another. 9 and 2 for the King. 5 in a row. Gunless, I thought, might play spoiler again. He's out of the mix. And Scump keeps it rolling 6 in a row.
Yeah, well, Dashy's nade doesn't give him number 7. He would have had it, but that nade blows up. Now puts himself into a good position. He's just playing for these streaks. His teammates slaying around him. 84-8 start. Envoy and Formal. They're going to get traded out, but you still have Scump looking for it. There's going to be the artillery. Now, can he burn the cruise? He's got a Krieg in his hand. He's looking for Octane up towards that yellow crate. Trying to see what timings he can get, but this is a huge win because basically, right, Scump is kind of playing a role of, I'm playing around myself, right? I'm kind of going to be out of the objective. In Seattle, there's a chance where they can earn some time if they get those kills, but that just hasn't happened. Not a lot of time earned. They still have a good lead, and, well, now they're going to have the transition over to the 4th hill, plus that streak was earned by Scump. Nice job so far here from Optic.
Yeah, nice is one way to put it. Checkmate has been their home, and they're dominating out of the gate. Let's go to an Astro listening with Optic Chicago.
I'm just holding it small.
Yo, say midpoint, low midpoint. Yeah, midpoint, one. Yo, midpoint, midpoint. Oh, yo, one's to the side. Yo, what's top silver? It's bricks. What's top silver?
Top silver to hill, dead. One more mid-side point. Sam, midpoint.
Bricks, let's go midpoint. Yeah, I'm going low point. Low point, dead.
Nade it over.
Yo, Pierce is dead.
Yo, we upstairs.
One sitting outside. One shot, they're both one shot. He teamed up. He's absolute. He ran back. He's absolute. Their side Preston, half absolute.
Dead, one more outside. One shot, Sam, absolute mid pillar. Inner side, mid pillar, one shot.
I have their side. Their side. Not hurt. I have their side. Still midpoint, mid pillar.
Oh, what are you doing? Shooting his toes?
We can smoke midpoint. He's midpoint, Seth. That's on him. One more.
Nice job, Scump. Scump's 15 and 5, dude. I'm loving it.
One graffiti on me. Yo, top tower, Pierce.
I'm in gens.
Pop tower, Sam. He did.
Yo, just watch my jump. I have gens.
Yo, one tower, Sam. He can be playing. Give me one wall. You get off time, Brennan, if you need to. I'm one shot done. Yo, 2 points stairs. Stairs, Teth, you there, on you. 2 points stairs.
Gens.
One wall. Preston dead.
One shot, gens. Absolute Nick.
Nice. He's in plane, in exit. Hold it.
I could streak.
Front tower, Sam. Weak. Drop nades. Test box, Pierce.
Test box.
Absolute place there. Sam, absolute place there.
Alex, watch out. That's dead.
One hill.
He's backside of the barrels.
Guys, keep needing hill. I'm 2 point steps. I'm looking back left. Yo, we got hit one nade. I need him too.
I don't see. I'm hitting you.
One shot at a time. One shot.
Nothing too crazy in the comms to break down, but some crazy stats. It's 18 and 7 for Scump, and Joe, we were kind of chatting through that, and you were saying, oh, this is the hard point where Surge really needed to start making a run back into it. He gets some time, but overall, pretty solid from Optic to maintain this lead.
Yeah, it's just that two-piece from Scrump, when he's top playing over towards P4, he's able to just transition into gens when we were early on in that listen-in. And now you're going to need a break here if you're Seattle Surge to try to, press on through, get those spawns to flip. This is where the fundamentals have to come in if you're Optic. You're not going to win.
Well,
go on sprees
if it makes you feel any better, they were it was 100 to 10.
Seattle is going to warm up. Now this is when you have to rely on your teamwork,
Optic was up
100 to 10 to keep that lead.
So Seattle's starting to come back.
Well, it could be kind of the opposite scenario this time. Playing control for Surge, Optic responds for second.
What's hurting them right now is it's like Neptune when New York and Florida were playing. Skump's going off right now, but nobody's helping him.
They're going to rally back into this game, but Scump going big on the other side. It'll be
like Scump's like just that just boss level, like dude, he's
and with 10 seconds left on the
frying.
hard point, it's sending Surge.
And it's like trying to keep him alive and still stay on the point because nobody else is doing shit.
Maybe over challenge at times. It is Dashy, but he recognizes that I'm at yellow crate. I have to lock this down, and he's able to find 2 kills. But Pristini soaring on through as he finds a 2-piece. Optic, though, still with some close spawns. You do have Gunless going all the way around, though. But is it going to be a little bit too late? It looks like Formal has a good idea that someone could be through on the pinch, and he does just that. A nice rebound off that fast push from Seattle with these 40 seconds.
I'm pretty sure Scump's already got like 25 something kills
on Scump.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll sometimes see players with that time remaining, like sending it to the plane, like, just being
He's at 24 kills already.
Did a good job. Got back, got their spots, won the fights. They're rallying behind some time. Pristini might have made it a little bit messy early, but they answer quickly. The lead once again over 60 points as the beams from Dashy on point again, 18 and 11. And well, I mean, what were some of your points? Dashy needs to fry. Check. On the other side, Classic or Pristini can't go double negative. Classic was double negative last I saw.
Well, yeah, I don't know where Octane's at. I think Gunless has been very consistent so far. If you haven't really seen that pop-off moment for Octane. And again, when you're getting into the top half of our CDL teams, it's just difficult to do, right? It's not going to be easy to have a 1.3 every single series.
No.
So that's when you need the rest of your teammates to step up. This has to be a team effort from Seattle Surge.
It's like the difference right now is about 50 to 60
comebacks
points.
are possible. We saw some insane
Classic
moments
just got 2
on this map in mode. But Optic trying to put this map one away, and hot start in the series.
I'm at 178 to 117.
Yeah, Octane, he's 19 and 20 right now. Hasn't been able to take over in the same capacity he has. And while Scump's been winning his fights, getting into more aggressive positions makes it harder for the subs. Dashy's beaming. It's a tough matchup.
Scump barely got any kills though.
Well, that was a great.
My man was at 24 kills like
to put
fucking
Optic into a trap there at P3. But then it's 4 kills in a row for Optic. They're able to rotate on over towards P4. Formal with some bad timing there. Dashy, Scump continues 28 and 15 from him. Just been controlling this plane, just wasting Seattle's time. Has a great idea of where he needs to be, where the spawns are coming in. Now another chance to find another multi-kill. As off the spawn, Octane able to snap. But behind those kills, not able to find much objective time. Seattle get right back into the hill.
What's up?
Yeah, Scump, I feel like since day one, has just felt very comfortable in and around that plane. It's unbelievable some of the moments he has had, but as he stated, Surge starting to try and make this rally, but that'll be 3 down, 4 down. Surge gets swept out of the hard point with just over 20 seconds left inside of it. And with this time for Optic, you get closer and closer to closing out this map. 5 in a row now for Envoy. Maybe the only player on Optic that hadn't gone on a streak. Now it's his turn as he gets back to even. They're flying, they're frying, and they're looking for the map 1 dub. It'll be Scump, what do you know, lurking by the plane, trying to get people on the cross as they set up for the next hard point, but Pristini gets the better of him there.
You gotta be careful. Formal staying very disciplined, making sure they have void control so they have the spawns. And then as the push comes through, Envoy, he was on a spree, then off a spawn. He finds 3, make it 4. As his 74U starting to heat on up. Now just 25 seconds away. Artillery inbound from Scump to deal with this push. Force Seattle to take a long route.
Oh, they take the route. They take the route right into Dashy. Classic will be able to pick him off. Just 13 points needed for the map 1 win for Optic Chicago. Stady in on the contest. Able to pick up 1. The trade there instantly. 1 will spawn on the back for Surge. So looks like we're going to be seeing another hard point here in a matter of seconds. The Surge do enough to extend it, but you're down nearly 100. I don't know how you do it, but I believe in anything after yesterday.
Well, and you know, this is one of those hills where it's tough to break this hill when you're going to be a man short, because someone from Optic is going to play safe response for the most part. So they're just going to try and contest, force Seattle to come at them, and use that advantage to win this game. At least keep them spawns for our second hill, but there's still a lot of hill time left here. Octane, he's watching over Pristini. He slides on him, but Dashi is there. And again, just contesting. They're staying disciplined right now. Like to see this from Optic, but when is Surge trying to push on through?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I said after the comeback yesterday, this is how it usually plays out, right? It's
Yo,
1 to 2.
Classic's going on a flank.
Here he goes. Finds Scump. It's 3 down now for Optic. The last guy's going to be playing deep. It's Dashi. And it's an inopportune time to drop. It allows Surge to soar on forward. Can Dashi do it? He gets both. And with that double, might seal the game. The spawn for Formal will drop right on him as the new hard point's getting ready to pop. Give him a third. Needs one more bullet. 3 fall. It's just Formal in the back. Where do the spawns come in for Optic? They're all over the place on the opposite side of the map. One does spawn in with Formal.
This is going to create a pinch. Can they hold on? Formal and Envoy trying to do what they can. Skunk's going to come on through. Formal off a spawn. Every time they needed a play to happen, it did happen for Optic as they win this map #1. A beautiful job at that second hill to make sure they have the spawns or at least have some presence there. I think it was Dashi 2 times. Finds the multi-kill. Doesn't allow Surge to get into their setup.
Yeah, I got a little worried. You know, it's those deaths and those spawns with what? Like, I don't know, 5 to 15 seconds left in the hard point. When you spawn out, where things can get a little bit frightening. But Dashi gets 2, gives them a chance, and then the spawners make the plays after that as Optic 9-1 on Checkmate this season. And well, Joe, I mean, maybe that goes back to our conversation. I think we were a little bit surprised to see Checkpoint being played, but Surge, they felt they could do it. Unfortunately, come up short.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Checkmate is gonna go to for Optic, but I think this is another chance for Seattle. You go back and watch this, the break, right? Just right from the get-go, when they have the good side, they lose that. The first P5 to get back into it, you know, Optic's able to break up a good amount of that time, and then into that second hill in the second rotation, it was Dashi who made that play. And it is just a team effort from the side of Optic. You see everyone equal or positive as they secure that map 1. And for me, that was just so big for them to get things rolling, get that momentum that they needed so much.
100%. We've seen times where they go down early in series, and it just feels like they don't bring it back. So winning the map 1, I think huge. 100%, Joe. We'll see if they can play behind that, continue on in this best of 5. Surge, Optic, S&D coming up after the break.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming.
Optic take a 1-0 series lead, but before we get into the search, we got a giveaway. We are celebrating the COD League Stage 4 Major with a giveaway. One winner will get a CDL controller of choice. To enter, retweet this tweet, follow Scuff Gaming, tag a friend. It ends tomorrow at the end of the broadcast, so make sure to enter if you're looking to have a chance to win a lovely Scuff. But now, Joe, back to the focus on our best of 5. It's search and destroy time. Seattle are going to be looking to answer back, and I mean, this was the mode where you felt like Optic should really have the advantage. How can Surge get this done?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a great map for Seattle Surge, though. They're 5-1 on Express, but, you know, throughout the stage, Surge, how have they been doing? I mean, Gunless pretty much the same. Classic right around there. He's improved. The two big guys, though, is Octane and Pristini. You see that jump, and Octane, 1.67. The man has just been unbelievable. But it was against London and Paris, you know, and they took care of business, but a different test here on the main stage right now.
100%. This is going to be a different monster entirely. And, you know, at times for Search and Destroy, even when they were losing, even when it was online, whatever the case, like there were times where he would take over. I mean, he's got the ability to do that. He's one of the best players of all time. You got to do it here. You didn't dominate the map 1 like you would hope to. You end up taking a pretty hefty loss. But we've seen some big responses. I mean, teams throwing away 100-point leads, coming back, and then winning the Search and Destroy 6-0. So you can get it done. We've watched it happen all weekend long. The pressure on Surge to perform. You can't go in an 0-2 hole.
No, not whatsoever. This is when you need that response. And, you know, for Optic, this is a chance where a huge advantage in the series, where I think they should, right? 2-7 in Search and Destroy for Seattle Surge. I know it hasn't been great for Optic, but they should be a couple of steps ahead. But for Seattle Surge, again, 5-1 on Express. Definitely their best Search and Destroy map. See if they can make a map 2 response here.
We'll kick it off with the bomb in hand. All 4 flying towards the A site. Heavy presence from Optic there as well. We'll see how this begins to develop. Remember, no trophies available. Scump, hero of map 1, coming in with the first blood to start it off. Now, Octane does get the trade on through quickly. Numbers right back to Optic as Envoy gets in position. That was the bomb carrier down, though, so they're going to have to recoup that.
You still awake over there?
Just waiting. They had a really good idea that they were headed towards this A side. Optic were basically just playing a B retake.
You think
we'll play around that retake now. 45 seconds left. You see Octane number 8 just trying to maybe work a pick, but it's a very tight setup for Optic. They have bombs.
The problem is map 4 or map 3 is checkmate.
Trying to see where that play is going to be coming from. It looks like Octane's going to wrap all the way through.
Not been the best at control in this major.
Timing does Dashy get? You see 3. He's going back and forth, trying to watch his flank, trying. Watch the middle of the map, and it looks like Dashy's going to get through, but so does Octane. Oh, Envoy with a big read.
All down to Gunless now, and he is in a triangle of Optic players. Optic take round 1. They get numbers early, and they get the one behind it. Yeah, I meant Octane got through. Like, Dashy didn't catch. I thought maybe he would get this kill, but nope. Envoy wins the one-on-one, and that really seals the deal.
Yeah, it's just, you know, a millisecond difference. Maybe he catches Dashy, and then you know, you're into the 2-on-2 with still some time to work with. But maybe Dashy just gives him the heads up. Hey, I gave up the full flank. Envoy's like, okay, I'll watch it, because Formal is watching that top catwalk pinch. They knew something was going to happen. They just weren't exactly sure where it was coming from. Now for Optic, so it's going to be a pretty slow offense here.
I've noticed that too. I feel like that's like the only thing that they ever practice.
Scump's gotten tucked away near A. Envoy's POVs. He starts off with 3 in that round 1.
Might be calling for
Spotting
a rotate
for
here.
Yeah, if he sees nothing, they're probably going to wrap out.
Yeah, because a lot of the good teams, they can't stand it.
There's 3 of them in the tunnel, so Envoy sees nothing. Now
except for New York, man. New York's actually really good.
He's like, boys, come on, it's wide open. I take it back. They're all on me.
Envoy drops. Thought he was going to get classic, but Octane, yeah, he doesn't expect him to be down there, so he's able to find that pick. Now everybody from Seattle Surge rotates on over. Here comes their push.
Nate will back him up. Dashy's gotten pushed out. Have to work this plan, but Octane prone in tunnel. It's his second inside of the round as he starts to take over in this search and destroy. Scumto looking to bring it back. He drops all on Formal now. It was a 1v3, gets the first. 2 players left. Oh, you want that back. Maybe a chance to make it a 1 versus 1. Knows the position of both players. The snap's on point. Formal for the 1v3. Ah, you need another
he
bullet
almost
or two.
had it. Wow.
Octane gets the last laugh. He opened up the round as well.
Ooh, that was close. Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
maybe
it
if he gets that first kill on Gunless, right, and then maybe he could play from top stairs, but he's in such a tough position. The nade that Octane still has forces him to reposition. Formal and Scump, they were trying to, win the gunfights around Ticket Booth, but then comes that flank, and into the 1v1, Octane able to win it.
I'll tell you what, if it was a different AR that might miss a bullet here and there, he might win it. But
Octane's
unfortunately,
5. He's the only one with kills, dude. Help your brother out.
He's got all of their kills throughout this map.
What a round it is from Octane. Kind of bails
I
them
know,
out, right? It gets
man.
a little bit scary. They've got numbers throughout. But in the 1v1, Sam LaRue comes up big. Who's point, man? They're onto the bomb. Formal is here for the check.
Where did you go?
He goes to try and catch him.
for?
Does he get picked from top window? Classic was able to get out. All right, just go for it. Sword on it. Whoa.
My man Formal just said, I don't give a fuck.
Two players left here for Optic. Dashy and Envoy. Envoy, another gunfight win for him. Out to 5-1. 2v2, 20 seconds to go. Gunless hops around the corner. At least gets one, almost a second. The damage he gets into Envoy, maybe what seals it there. Otherwise, who knows? I mean, we've watched Envoy winning his once. He might close this out. Unreal.
I mean, it was close, but the big thing was the time as well, right? Optic, they knew that they had to go. Just stop shooting there. But, I mean, he was turning around. He thought the pinch was going to come through from up top or through the mid-train. But for Optic, right, you go towards the B side, you stack it. Formal's the one player, and, he mantles on up. I think Classic, he stops the bomb plant. You had an idea that someone was in that area.
Hey, at least Octane doesn't have all the kills now.
Up top, not able to take him down. Just some unfortunate time. He's now in this round. Optic just goes straight to B. They're taking it to him. And while they find 3 kills.
Wow.
All down to Octane, and I feel like we've been saying that a lot.
Yeah, a little bit over the past few years. First one-on-one is
Oh,
good.
dude.
They push. They
My
fly.
man was on.
Drops.
Wait,
Too
I
many
think he got
players
streaks
there to
though.
deal
Wait,
with.
no, actually, no, he was on
They hit it,
5.
they
He
quit
needed
it.
one
They
more
soar
kill to
right
get
on in,
streaks.
get the first 3 so fast. Envoy, his sub shot just crisp and clean right now.
Yeah, we saw him heating up at the end of map 1. He carried that. He's carried that confidence over here. In search and destroy, just such a good S&D player. But Optic, they go for that simple round in Seattle. They counter that. You have all 4 players around Catwalk or that ticket booth. But Optic were ready for it. Nice teamwork on that offense.
Yeah, but I mean, Envoy's 8-2.
Well, we go to Octane's POV.
There's always one player on both sides that's close.
Basically
That's
all
always
of their
going to get
kills.
double digits.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
Envoy's the same thing. I mean, he's got 8.
Yeah, good point.
I mean, fucking Hydra
He's
had.
just holding
by the
tickets
time that
looking towards mid-map.
not this round and not the next round, but the round
It's just that
6
decision time.
or no, this is round 5. Yeah, round
Which
6.
site
Sorry.
they wanna work, right? Baiting a rotation
Last game,
out
round
of
6,
Optic
he was
with
already on
patience
13.
here on the setup. Hello.
He spotted him. Just when does he want to take the shots?
Patience.
Optic have stayed here the entire round. Does it pay
Here he
off?
comes.
It sure will. Ooh, I thought he was going to hit 2.
Maybe should have had 2, but Classic with the snap, able to take it. Dashy up for the next fight. Envoy through on the pinch. Optic Chicago.
Wow.
When the collapse
Optic
comes
just
in, they
laid
close
them
out the
fuck
round.
out.
But yeah, you see a little discipline there from Formal as he waits on them to come through.
Well, really, it's discipline from the entire team because this map has evolved, right? It was a lot of just sort of retake situations, especially on the defensive side, and then they try to get a little fancy with it with those quick playing. So what did offenses do? They played very patient from spawn. That's what Seattle did. They're trying to get Optic to think, to over-rotate to one site, and they're hoping that B's open, but it's not. All of Optic stay at B. They stay together as a unit, and while Formal Dashy, they put that round away.
On the next round, Optic very fast towards A. Nobody there for Surge, but wrapping back. You'll have Octane, you'll have Gunless looking to get in position towards their back catwalk. The trophy provides the cover. Scump will get the free plane in. After that, though, who knows? Because they're flying. They soar on in. The trade is on for Dashy. 3 versus 3. Formal get a pick from the window. Octane was staring at it. I don't know if that's something you want to peek. The way he has been shooting. But Octane's got to deal with more than just top.
When does Envoy go? Envoy's the playmaker here. Dashy's trying to hold down towards lockers. He's watching the bomb plant. Nice trade by Formal and Dashy near the bomb now. It's into a one-on-one, but they have no clue where Envoy is. He has not shown himself this entire round. And he's just playing the clock, and well, it is timed correctly. He wins this round, but you have to give props to Formal and Dashy in that sort of 2v3 situation. They're able to set up Envoy to win that round.
Yeah, you could tell, like, you know, in a lot of those scenarios, that last player is involved in some of the fight, so you get the first, you're ready to snap to where the second is, but you saw when Bristini came out, he was spinning in circles. Like he had no idea where that was going to be coming from, and Envoy plays it perfectly.
Even for Dashy, just to watch over Scump, I mean, you saw it. That bomb plant, you're basically dead right after. It is difficult to get away. Seattle were fast on that, but Dashy immediately there with the response with that 74.
Damn, the
nice
type of game
there.
Scump had last game, man. He's 2 and 5 right
as
now.
I was saying, I saw the white arrow start to fly. I was like, okay, well, maybe not as free as it looked. They're pushing out Scump, though. He is so tagged up, but the help is there. Once again, a Guardian Angel on the side of Optic. Pristini's turn for Surge. He's on 3 in a row. Unless hits the shots. Numbers advantage
Ashy's
over
behind.
to Surge.
Ashy's behind.
A real split. Oh my God. Oh no. He doesn't finish the one, but then Envoy's able to pounce. 2v2.
I'm tired of the fucking.
Thought it was gonna be a
control-
2v1, but
the control
sometimes you see
discipline
multiple
or the
targets.
shot,
It's just be difficult. Which
shot
one do you want to
discipline
go
when
after? But
you
Seattle,
literally
they
try to
rotate. I think
find
they
the
hear
second
slide.
player, you
Didn't
find
they
him
hear
and
the
you
slide,
can't even
but
kill
did
the second
Pristini
player.
spot
Just shoot
one?
the first player.
Did he spot one? No, Envoy is through, and now it's Pristini left in a 1 versus 2. The timing's hurting Seattle Surge right now. Dashy works the flank. Dashy gonna win the round.
Oh, yeah, you can see it's on the mini-map, like the 2 players remaining for Optic, they're pretty split, but it worked out perfectly. Yeah, I mean, that one sequence may be a little bit cleaner if they get both near the bomb, but I think we've seen like 3 or 4 situations now where someone stopped shooting, right? They're trying to transfer the next target or think about the next play. But in the end, they close it out. Envoy, through 7 rounds, is on 12, nearly averaging 2 kills a round. Impressive stuff from Envoy.
It's what he needs to do, but it just has to find a little bit more consistently. I mean, not 12 and 4. That's pretty difficult to do, but not what he showed against Dallas.
What a dozen!
I mean, sure.
Very needy. Yeah. Very high expectations from you.
Yeah. All right.
Octane with the slide, just able to get around the corner. His Classic wins his 1. Now down to the 3v3. Bomb's starting to move its way to the B site. Everyone kind of near that back catwalk. Or Seattle Surge. This will be a 3-on-3 retake in a moment. What utility do they have to try and burst on through this? Thankfully, Formal's able to get away with his life.
What game's after this
Optic
one? It's the
will get
New
set
York
up.
versus Dallas.
You see Scump, he was working the flank, and now he's going to try and work a timing. But I think Gunless spotted him. So Scump's going to back on up. Now, towards the bomb site, here comes Octane and Classic. Nice teamwork to force the peek out, but into a 2-on-2. Oh, it was so close. I thought he was going to get it, but Octane wins both gunfights. The Formal was 1 bullet away from turning that into their favor. But as we've said, sometimes
Again,
this guy just doesn't miss.
Yeah, again, if it's not Octane, maybe. But yeah, it is impressive. Watch this guy shoot. We'll see it from his POV this time. Beams on 1. Oof, dude, just does not miss. So clean from Octane to get all 3. Unbelievable.
I think Formal even refires that, so I think he gets first shot, but then with the height advantage, I think Octane gets a headshot in, and well, that multiplier just gives him the advantage.
Yeah, he melted.
Yeah, sure did. I mean, this is a shootout.
11 for Octane, 12 for Envoy. Surge have to win 4 straight. One part of that done. Envoy is trapped in a tough spot. Now the same can be said for Classic, but Gunless is here with the help. Formal gets ripped down to 85. Will back out of it. Scump there for the peak. Can he play his life? This is a hard gunfight. Not able to do it. Surge, back-to-back rounds. They're clawing their way back.
Yeah, they show something a little different. They just 4-hit the mid-street. They go right through the tunnel. And well, they go from ticket booth. I mean, Optic, their B setup is from down low. They don't expect this quickly. They get a little caught off guard. Nade hits from Catwalk on the Formal, so he tries to back down. They try to reposition as they get weaker, but it's a nice blind counter there from Surge. And they're still alive, and now you have 2 players on some streaks.
Oh my God, Octane's at third.
Maybe can Octane earn one for round 11?
My
if
head
they
away
do
for
win
a
this,
second.
statistically, how this game is
now we're
gone,
at
he
round
probably
10.
gets 2 of the kills. So if they win the round, more than likely Octane has streaks for the round 11. I'm a stats man, you know.
Well, Octane's down low. He's by himself on an island. He's got to be careful here. Are they going to check this corner? They
Just
might
look
not
at
check it.
Look at it through X-ray. It's just the whole Optic team and old Sam LaRue.
Waiting patiently. There's going to be a
Burst is
freebie.
there. He does drop the Formal with the kill. No streaks for Octane. Another one-on-one win for Envoy. Classic though, 4 in a row for him. Down to a 2 versus 2. Seattle have to take this to get to the round 11. They've got the position of both players. That mantle up top will get him caught. Formal going big in the round, and he wins that one too. When it's not Octane on the other side, they're getting zipped up. Optic take it 6-4.
Yeah, talk about Octane. Well, Formal, he's known to do this as well. Just a little shoulder. And I mean, he's just got a sliver of life left. And I thought with that first blood, Octane just not able to get away with his life. A nice trade by Formal, and then Envoy pushed up behind him to find that second kill. It was a nice game for Seattle and win a couple of rounds in a row, but it's the early lead for Optic to now have a 2-0 lead in this series.
Yeah, no, I mean, there were probably some frustrating moments for Formal. You know, a couple gunfights. He was close to winning against Octane, but think about that last round. He kills Octane to make sure the streaks don't come in. He kills the final 2.
Are you betting it all
3 in
today
the
or
round.
no?
I know Envoy, the hard carry, kind of throughout as he has 13, but
why not?
Formal ends up right there behind him with 9.
What happened
Actually,
to
ended up
the
doing more
$18 you
damage
had?
in the game. So solid map from Formal.
You
and
bet
yeah,
the
I was
whole
surprised
thing?
Octane ended up dying because we just saw that
Why?
situation like a couple rounds ago, right? Like he got the one pick, he was able to slide out with his life. That time though, maybe just ready to take the gunfight instead. He loses it.
Is that Ricky?
Just a couple there was a couple of timings for Optic that ended up working out, and that's sometimes Express. They just a lot of rotations back and forth, but Optic stayed very disciplined in Formal and Envoy. The 2 players that struggled against Dallas stepping up in that map too, so I'm sure they're fired up. And now we go to Control, where Seattle, they've been on a bit of a hot streak, and it hasn't been the best for Optic.
True. But let's take a look at the U.S. Army tactical play. I believe it's going to be round 7 that we're actually going to check out. And this is Dashy and Envoy, I think, making some plays, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, Scump does an excellent job staying alive here. Just wasting time, forcing movement. But this entire time, Dashy is working on the flank. You see that number 3 arrow? Ristini, he's trying to flank through on Envoy, but Envoy just backs away. But they have no idea where Dashy is. No one picks up the flank. He gets a little dicey here, right? Because he sees these 2 players. He's like, which one do I shoot? But his teammate has his back, and then into the 2-on-2. Seattle were very quick on this rotation. They just say, hey, let's go up Catwalk.
Yeah, I want to see this again.
They were thinking the same thing. They're like, let's just reposition. Let's take it from a different angle. Maybe they go A. And it's a great call because they do. Envoy checks the bomb, gets a freebie. Pristini's just on the Catwalk. He's not looking at that train door.
They're able to clutch up in the 2 versus 3. Optic close it out. They're up 2-0 in this best of 5, 1 map away from moving on in this tournament. The bounce back after the disappointing result versus Empire. We'll see if they can close it out or to Surge fire back. Control up after the break.
I think I saw the odds for Optic winning 3-0 was like -125, but if they win map, if you bet on them map 3, it's -195. It's like, what the fuck? Hopefully that stays the same.
The Call of Duty League is presented by Zenni, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Zenni Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting zenni.com/gaming. Presented by USAA Renters Insurance, made to insure your gear in real life.
All new script packs are available on MitchellandNess.com now. Get one of your favorite teams before they sell out. And for all you LA Thieves or Optic Chicago fans out there, Mitchell & Ness has added hats of your favorite team to the CDL collection. Check out the entire Mitchell & Ness and Call of Duty collection at MitchellandNess.com. Joe, we love hats, but we love more is a good old best of 5 between two squads in Call of Duty Esports. We're getting ready for the control, and we're going to the same map where they played a couple weeks ago. Surge was able to take it, but you've kind of mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about the control woes, but this is their series they had versus Empire, and it was a stomping.
No, it was. I mean, you get a great, consistent performance from Dashy. That's what he's done throughout Stage 4, but the rest of the team just wasn't there. I think really you look at the bottom two, and we stepped up big time in that map number 2 to put them up 2-0. It was Envoy and Formal, so we're expecting more out of those two. We've gotten that. It was a team effort in map 1, some individual performances here in map 2, but now into this control, as you said, yes, Seattle, we're going to checkmate. They won this 3-1 last time these two teams have played, so they have some confidence, and they're rolling a little bit as they've won, 4 in a row now. It was a game mode that they've struggled with time and time again. We'll see Optic. Did they make some adjustments? What did they learn from the last time these two teams matched up?
What do you think has really changed for Seattle? Because this started before we got back to LAN, and they were abysmal when it came to control. There's no really way around it. They had one map they were decent at. Everyone would ban that against them. They couldn't win another map to save their lives. Now, they're actually starting to win them, and I guess we thought it would happen a little bit earlier, because usually when you're getting smoked in something, you put a lot of focus into that, you improve. But the fact is they weren't really good at anything. They had a lot they had to improve on. Maybe that's why it took a little longer.
Yeah, I just think for some of these teams, I mean, throughout Stage 4, they've played their map, which was Garrison. That's where they've won a couple of times, and I think teams just maybe didn't have the sort of respect to kind of ban that, play them on something else. They knew that Garrison has kind of become that place to be, but the big thing is that they found that second map, and that is checkmate. They're 2-0 in Stage 4 on this map with that one win against Optic. So I think it's one thing where other teams are just playing them on Garrison. That's why they've won that twice, but they've also finally found that second map to rotate into, and that's checkmate.
You need to have two. As of late, they have. They'll find 2 inside of the plane as well as they start to push up onto this A side. It'll be Dashy kind of playing deep, waiting for the help to start to come in, or he'll just take the one-on-one himself. He wins that against Octane. They clear the next player off of A. Who's that pushing up B side? It's Pristini.
He's all the way up inside that low plane. Trying to deal with the players off of spawn, and it looks like Seattle, they're just gonna rotate over towards B with the kills that they had. I thought they were gonna get on the point. It looks like they're just trying to take their time, slay a little bit more. You see Dashy's position now over towards Yellow Crate. They had to deal with him, not able to do so. That's gonna allow the submachine guns of Optic to get inside a plane.
Yeah, I mean, the 2 ARs really did it there. I think Formal got the first 2, Dashy the next 2 on the cross. As they continue to play at a high level in this series. Right back to A will go Surge. We've got the clock stop with 38 seconds to go. Pristini had the 2 to open this up. He'll keep it rocking. 3 and 4. Pristini doing the dance on Optic. That might secure A.
Well, and he's been much better in control. I think that's another part of it is Pristini has really stepped up slaying-wise in this game mode. As, you know, he starts to get a momentum going. Now he's got 4 in a row. Can he find some streaks? They're going to be done with A, extend that time. The last one up, though, but he finds that Craig. He finds kill number 5.
Yeah, and I think Gunless got 2 before he dropped 2 to kind of alleviate some of the pressure in this transition. Makes it a little bit easier for Pristini to continue to work on these streaks. Won't be the guy flying around the objective maybe as much as he'll have Craig in hand, just trying to make sure he secures something, but they need to secure the round as well. Some damage in. Scump comes out to maybe help Formal, and he'll get caught. 6 in a row. And that's played through the window.
Holy
that's
shit.
going to be full streaks now for Pristini. 7 in a row. 9 and 1. Do it to him. Okay, well, he's now dead, but impressive nonetheless from Pristini. Now, can they get the round win?
That's really, yeah. I mean, you love to have those streaks that you can use later on, but can you win an offense here in round number 1? Classic and Octane able to find some kills. They have the life advantage, but Scump with 3.
Oh my
He's
God,
ready for the
Scump.
next one. Almost. It was
Oh,
not
dude,
by
he
the
almost
number
had
4.
4.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to wonder if, you know, Pristini having to change his playstyle and pace a little bit there to get the streaks may have hindered them at all in getting B. Now, they still might get it, but it's always that question in respawns, you know, when you're close to streaks, if it's somebody's got to change something up, going to hurt you a little bit.
Well, he's going to use the
one
ping.
kill? What in the world?
Well, still has 1 kill. I mean, this is a chance to win an offensive round with some of the map position that they've had and what Pristini's just able to do. But he's looking around, trying to get some help, and he just doesn't have it. Now you have no respawns remaining, only 10 seconds. And look at this position by Scump. Just going to deal with the reinforce. Okay, I thought he was, but maybe he stalled enough time. He has. His Envoy finds that kill before that player gets to be an Optic. Hold on. It was a close one.
Well, I mean, it was Pristini making plays throughout to get the streaks, but it was this from Scump. Ooh, nice movement. It was that play from Scump that really kind of retook map control, closed out the round, put Optic up 1-0. And now, I guess if you're really hoping if you're Surge that you get some value out of those streaks you worked hard to get.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you got some progress made at both points, right? For defense for round 5, you have some streaks.
That's true.
I don't know. There was just a couple of moments throughout that round where they were just kind of at a standstill. It was even before, you know, Pristini was on that streak. They just kind of weren't exactly sure. Maybe it's just they're playing around the kills. They don't want to lose map control. They don't want to get put into a trap, so they're, you know, just kind of slowing down mid-map offensively. I thought there was a couple of chances for them. Really working objective. But now it's Optic right off the get-go. They get 4 down, already 2 ticks today. Look at Scump
one of you
in the
at least go to
defensive
B.
spawn.
Hello. He is set up, posted up all the way. I'm going to climb into your tower. Make it Scump Tower. Got a nice ring to it. He's probably going to own a tower someday. Gunless, though.
It's a good chance.
We'll sniff it out. Yeah.
Did you just
It'd be kind of awesome.
Did I just hear that right?
A tower? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You really?
They get the
My
first
man just
point.
let it
Very, very
rip.
quickly. We've seen Optic be incredible here. I mean, they had the 5-minute win over, what was it, Thieves. They've blown people off the map.
God damn.
They get the round 1
need
win.
to check
they
your
still get stuff
pants.
from Surge, but Optic on offense strikes so
Holy
fast. There's
shit.
still nearly 2 minutes remaining for them to
That
work
sounded
this, and
so
they've got a 3
wet.
life advantage due to that opening break. And Octane just can't get it rolling right now. He's 2 and 11.
Octane is 2 and 11.
I know it can
oh
be
my
so hard
God.
on offense for everyone, but they're not going to win this if he doesn't pick it up. They can't.
Yeah, but for Optic, I mean, what, 90 seconds? It's not like a ton of time. There's still a lot of lives remaining defensively. Start to work this B a little bit. Fight for this map control. Stall that clock. You want it to pause. That will allow you to, work the slays around the map just exactly like they're doing. So you'll be able to find two. Just keep pressure on it. Force Seattle to have to peek you. And then once they do, that's when you can take map control away from them the way they're doing it. But again, they go down, and now they're going to have to work it as Envoy, just trying to make sure they have presence inside of plane.
Yeah, they've always had somebody, right? Like, they've never lost kind of complete control of this mid-map position.
Now
As I
they
say
have.
that, okay, yeah, I spoke that into happening. That'll be the big all clear for Surge. Now you're really under pressure if you're Optic. 45 seconds to go. You're battling off of spawn. This should be where the kills get a little bit freer, a little bit easier for Octane. Maybe gets him in a groove in this map. Like that.
Yeah, just some freebies. And, as you said, offensively it can be tough. And I just think Checkmate is one where, if there's a submachine gun who's really going off and is always in the plane, he's going to have the angles on you. At times it can be very difficult to kind of get to your spots. Unfortunately for Octane, it's just his turn. But now he's starting to turn on up 4 in a row. They have just created a wall, gunless with a multi-kill as well. They've held on defensively, and now Octane's on a spree.
Yeah, I mean, he started to come alive. He needed to. And those moments might prove crucial. We're Seattle Surge away. How many? What did they get?
3.
1 bit of progress? They're on the second point, Surge?
I think 1.
I believe it was. I think they have a 1-pick advantage, but... You've obviously still got that added utility in the streaks for Seattle Surge. Might get some more. But it depends on this break, right? Like, if they get out and get a nice clean break, it could put Octane in some good spots here to work the streaks. If this player's out in front drop and they're pinned again, you know how hard it can be.
Honestly, props to both of these teams defensively. Just making sure they've held on to those round wins. But, you have some extra streaks. Maybe that's when you try to use 1 or 2 to win an offensive round. Still got to get another kill. Teammates finding kills around him. Envoy, it's his turn. He's up next, though. He's ready for the second one. Almost gets away with his life.
Oh, I think 1 more bullet. That was the 7th for Octane. He got him so weak. His teammate closed it out, but he's still in the hunt.
Just looking for it, yeah.
Yeah, somebody. Let me finish a kill. Classic. He's on, or he got a triple there. Hey, working quickly now with 2 players onto the objective. There's the streak behind the objective progress. Won't get the kill for the cruise, but that's 3 streaks now available for Surge. Classic, a chance to earn some as well now is that you see the killing spree pop up. He's on 7. That happened quickly. What do you have, 5 streaks now?
5, yeah.
5 streaks.
Just checkmate. I was just saying, you would love for this to be raid or something, but it's checkmate. So you're gonna see Classic. He's not gonna find anything. He's just gonna use a cruise off spawn. You have Formal and Scump in some 4 positions. Rustini still having that great game. Whew. They were able to work 1 tick of progress at B while they were on A. That forced Optic to force on that objective. But you still see that they're worried about Formal, but 2 players, they're just going to get on the objective. They're going to use the artillery around them.
Artillery should miss as they've pushed towards plane, but they got 3 on it.
Another
3
5.
on it. It's going so fast. Brastini's going huge. Optic have to get the kills off the point, and they do. They got real close to closing it out there. You're putting a lot into this. There's still a minute left. Lives relatively even. 3rd streak now called in. Ashley's still alive on the point.
I mean, they're just blowing the map up to blow the map up now.
Yeah, the map's very hurt, yes.
They better win this round. I mean, they're only a tick away, but so much invested that maybe they might need defensively later in this game. They want to solidify an attacking round. But Optic, once again, just holding strong. And who is it? It's Scump. 4 position, dealing with players off a spawn, and now that's 3 dead. You only have 30 seconds left. They don't even have a life advantage.
Might come back to bite them, but they still have a shot.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? If you're gonna call one, call them all. Call them all in. Blow the whole damn map up.
Okay, they're on B.
They're on it. Just going very slowly. One player there, trying to get the second in, win a big fight, and they close it out. They'll get onto it and they'll win it, because thank God. You put a lot into it. Checkmate's in pieces. All the boxes are blown up. Wouldn't that be crazy if it had, like, you know, the environmental stuff getting destroyed by the streaks? So, I mean, that would be horrible. But wow, this place would be just in. It'd be rubble.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, they'd be playing outside.
But I mean, at least the streaks, right? You get the offensive
But I mean, you
round.
used every streak.
I don't know if we can go through it and see what that one left.
I think they should have one.
But really, it's just the sprees that they've had. Pristini, Classic, Octane throughout that round. Well, they put Optic into a tough position. They couldn't really defend B from any of the outside areas, so you just get on to that point. But now can Optic send this to a round 5?
Well, at least they don't have to worry about streaks if they can do it.
They might. Octane's on a 4 spree, or sorry, Gunless on a 4 spree, so you might still have to.
Good. Yeah, good point. That's the strategy here for Surge. Get 40 streaks, win the game. All right, well, 8 point, about halfway to being done. Ashley's got the cross. If they try to retake this, they try to send it towards spawn, but Formal's still there lurking. That'll be the B point, or the A point, sorry. That'll finish. Now they have to worry about Envoy lurking, and Gunless is just holding it the entire time. Don't want to let him get into the spawn like we've seen Scump do it throughout the course of this game. I know Envoy likes to dabble as well. Lives-wise, I mean, you're up a couple if you're Optic, but nothing staggering.
Well, I mean, this is what they did in their first offensive round. It's just they couldn't really do much. When they found map control, nobody was really on the objective. They couldn't get Seattle Surge out of their setup. Seattle, they were clutching on up, and now, again, like, that extra minute, it's great. But on Checkmate, when you have to deal with so many layers and work the middle of the map, it could be, you only have a couple of pushes, but there's going to be 3 dead. Immediately dash you onto the point.
Steny, the one guy that can play spoiler, and playing spoiler, he is able to get 2. Classic the next 2. The sub stepping up. I know it's an AR in hand, but you know what I mean. 25 and 20 for Steny, and there's that cruise missile that you still got. And that, with a minute 20 left, I mean, it could end up being a bailout for him. 2 down.
The other key is they don't even get a tick of progress. Now, it's not done yet. They can jump on, and that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a contested and gunless. My oh my, he has stood strong. He's been so consistent, but okay, 4 dead. Stack it! But a couple of off spawns, so they're going to be a little late. They're going to be a little late cruising.
Here it comes. It's going fast. They're on the point. Now they got to scatter. Doesn't hit anybody. Now they track back. Can they win the fight to push to a round 5? 2 down again is Optic trying to get us to the ultimate round 5, but Octane and Pristini take out 2. Back onto the point go Optic with 59 seconds left. It's so close. 1 player remaining. There's a team kill that comes on in.
So
that should do it. Round 5.
But I think they're going to have to do it again.
Yeah. True, but I think all the streaks are gone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have to attack again.
Makes things a little easier.
But they did get rid of all the streaks now, though, which is good.
Little do we know they have 4 more we missed.
Well, just that play right there, though. I mean, what a good job by Formal to get them out of the trap.
Well, we saw it from the player he beams POV, and I thought in my head at the time, wow, he just got smoked. Now we got to see it from Foremost POV. Yeah, he beamed him.
Okay, so for Optic, the brace have been fantastic. They've gotten to A quickly. They've extended that timer every single round. You don't have any more streaks to deal with, but we know how tough it is. Times to win an offensive round on Checkmate, and they got to do it twice.
Surge still working with this win streak in control from worst in the league to, well, 4 in a row. It's impressive. They still got to close this out to stay alive. Otherwise, it is a 3-0 for Optic, and Surge are out of the tournament. And they hold on a defense. They have the advantage, and they get it done.
It's a bit of a different break there for Optic. I think they really wanted to try to switch things up and get some progress done at B. They're going to go right back to it. But Octane and Gunless locking it down with those Krigs because you don't have that great break, right? Look at the time, right? 50 seconds to work with. Not a lot of time. Seattle holding strong. And all the pressure, look at all of that was at Pristinian Classic. So far forward, and what that does, that makes Optic focus on them. Makes Gunless and Octane's job very easy.
And that lives advantage is getting bigger and bigger. Actually, is just greeted by the wallbang bullets from Classic. I mean, this is the moment. Optic are needing some crazy 3-4 down wild play here if they're going to have a shot to get onto it. There's the first. Scump finds Pristini. Octane from the plane trying to get damage in. Formal finds another 7 seconds to go. Classic goes big. He gets 3 in this final sequence on 5 in a row, but onto the point goes Formal in behind enemy lines. He pauses the clock at 2.3. Classic finds another one. Surge will take it. What a stretch it has been for them in control, and they're still alive in this series. And now we go to an epoch that Optic have not played in all of stage 4.
Well, that's a key. They get to their hard point, right? You get to your respawn, where your respawn has been great. And I mean, throughout this map, it really just comes down to the streaks that Seattle Surge were able to go on. It was Octane at one moment, but really Pristini and Classic pushed them forward. They had so many streaks used to win that offensive round. And in that round 5, when the pressure is on, they hold strong. They don't give up any progress at all. And, well, we head to that map 4.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was a great map for Pristini and Classic. And, you know, they weren't, it's not they were non-existent in the map 1, but they didn't really make a big impact. There they did. And it's a different Surge team when they can do that. I mean, think about, I know Octane picked it up, but he started 1 in 10 or whatever it was. They were still in the hunt due to his teammates stepping up, and that was a huge key for you. But let's look through the stats, Joe.
I mean, ARs for Optic, they slayed, but I think it was Envoy and Scump that struggled at times, and maybe they just couldn't get things going in the plane. But you got to think, what, they have 3 offensive rounds with a 74U with a sub. It could just be difficult to get out of that trap. But props to Seattle winning that round, that offensive round with all of those streaks. There was a lot invested, but they clutched on up.
Fist bumps are out. Seattle get the victory, pushes it to a map 4. We get to their hard point on APAC. Coming up after the break.
At least you'll be able to sleep soon, so.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Are you good? Damn it.
We are back.
Oh, that
Let's
sounds
look at a refresher.
lovely.
The maps and modes, the best of 5 in front of us. 2-1 lead for Optic. But now it is Seattle's pick. Apocalypse Hardpoint. Joe, you said Optic haven't played it through stage 4. You felt good about this pick. You saw it in the rotation. Seattle get us to a map 5. We'll take a look at the map 1 result. There's a win for Optic and their stats in it. 2 minutes and 18 seconds in the hill for Envoy.
I mean, it was just a team effort. Dashi had some big plays. Scrum started off hot. But, just looking at those maps and modes, the vetoes, I think just looking back at it, 2 things. For me, Seattle Surge, it was smart to leave checkmate open. At least you got to your hard point. On the other side for Optic, we've talked about having 2 controls. Their raid's been great. But because they haven't played a lot of Garrison control, can't really get things going on checkmate now. Maybe they'll just have to try to figure something out after this match if they have to play another one later tonight. But for Seattle Surge, you've gotten here. You've gotten a map 4. Your respawn pick. See if they can set us to a map 5.
I'm excited for this one. We've, hey, you and I were chatting earlier. Like, this weekend's been kind of odd in the sense it's been all 3-0s or 5-game series. Like, there's been 1-3-1. I think that was the Seattle over London game. Everything else has been like a crazy game 5 or someone getting smoked. So I feel like we're going to a game 5, Joe.
Oh boy.
I feel it's in
Why
the
not?
cards. We deserve some craziness. Something wild.
But it is Optic at a major, so sooner or later that'll happen.
True. Seattle. They fight for the important CDL points they desperately need if they're going to get top 8 and get to champs. Optic, this is their rebound match after getting smoked to start the event. Looking to go big. So since this is Surge's pick, it's the weak side spawn for them. It might not be weak very long if Pristini won another gunfight, but they're able to deal with it. It's Envoy getting 2 kills as Scump starts to move up the map.
I mean, that's Envoy. He was on the hill initially. He rotates off of that. Dashi, I think, says he needs some help on the rotation or formal, right? So he luckily gets both of those kills, but that was very close from Seattle flipping right away.
Yeah, I thought
right
they were
back
going to
to the
flip before
hill.
I said it.
See formal playing safe. Well, Octane gunless. They're just going to push on up. Look at this. Dashi, he spawns out just due to that forward position towards back ruins. Can Optic hold on for P2?
Well, Pristini picks it up. They knew their position. He reads the spawn out, but just gets gunned as he tries to stop it. So the 2 Optic players who spawned out are able to rally back towards second. So what? You get 21 points for Surge, 13 in the first hard point for Optic, but pretty split. This is the big moment here at second. 3 players here for Surge, ready to go. The entire Optic lineup ready to deal with it. Formal with the nade, with the shots. He gets the second before he drops. Last player, I believe, is who spawned out. That's classic. He finally gets to the mix, but the rest of his team is dead.
Yeah, great teamwork out of Scump and Formal, but right off a spawn, Octane, he snaps to the third, but Envoy ready for it. But this is going to allow them some map positioning to get worked up. But Optic, they've held on from the hill this entire time, and they do it again. Well, they had that good side, able to get the lead, and now for Seattle, you've dealt with it, right? It's not horrible. Could have been better, of course. Now it's your turn to respond.
You just know how the multi-kills can turn the tide. I felt like there were just 3 moments where, Envoy with the 2 early, Formal with the 2 on the point, Dashi then follows it up. Like, some big clutch multi-kills to earn that time. Yeah, you nailed it. This is where Surge can now start to make their run. It's kind of like checkmate when we talk about it at the beginning. You survive the blow at the beginning, you start to reel back in.
Dude, Classic is 0-6. Holy shit, dude. Pick it up.
The bad thing for Surge is they actually spawn out. Optic, they move on forward. They're able to get the left side of the mini-map, which is exactly where they want to be for the next 3 hills. So they take that. They force a couple of members of Seattle to spawn out at old before this 3rd hill pops. A nice teamwork on Optic to get them into positioning, and then the fights around the hill were going their way. The classic Pristini hot off of a map number 3, able to break on through.
I thought it was going to be another one of those multi-kill moments, but simply too many players for Scump to deal with. The 3rd will take him down. Yeah, I mean, that changes the conversation a lot. I'm talking about how you rally back here, but when you don't have the spawns where the rally usually starts, makes it a little bit difficult. But
that's all right.
Yeah,
they did it.
Yep, they did it. They did it. They get that 4 down. They now push through the backside of it. And they're within 40 points.
In 40 points, you still have Scump who's alive. Envoy, he's just going to get on the point, soak up some time, but he's all by himself. Dashy's middle of the map, trying to work a pinch, but Pristini, I thought he was ready for it. I mean, he was. It's some nice shots. You have Dashy running a third 74 view right now. You still have 2 Krigs on the opposite side, so they're going to be quick. Might be a little bit easier for them to break, but when Seattle gets set up, okay, so Gunless actually pulls out a third, so he's matching that. There's only 1 Krig on both sides.
Seattle, down in the series, down in the map, tournament lives at stake. Let's go to an Astro listening with Seattle Surge.
Yeah, what's he Q? Oh, he's mid.
TV still middle. He's down low. Split down low right now.
Seth is purple. What's lower, man? They left.
Let them come to you guys. Just hold.
He's top me.
Let them come to you.
Absolute top. Dash.
Drop low. Drop low. Not walling on time. He's not weak.
I spawn out.
Dashy's in there. Got him. Nice. Should be blocking.
Last kid hitting ult.
Hold the back. Hold the back right now. Hold the back.
Choking your Lpers.
You have my L. I might use this.
There, nice. Stand left front. Could be on me more front. Could be more front.
I don't think back use this. I spawned out.
I'm alone looking front. I'm alone looking front.
You guys blocking the back. Yeah, we are. All dead.
Nice.
One time. Hold that back in the back. Matt dead. I'm on a fire. Nice. 3.
Death.
Behind him. I told him. Yeah, I'm waiting. Dead. One shot. Free kill.
I'm on a 6. I hear you. I'm holding mid cross. I have mid cross right now.
Alright, I'm gonna set up for now. P1 formal. Pretty sure I should get it off this time.
Okay, Pierce, watch your spawn kills here. You're gonna watch your spawn kills here, Pierce.
Looking at
One shot on P1.
I'm holding Kelly. He spawns out.
Matt is on new.
Dead. One shot. Free kill P1.
Push, Luku.
Free kill.
Get behind. Top TV.
I don't see the guy. No. Let's not ping me right now.
Yo,
I don't see top TV.
We heard some passion there, Joe. I love some of the calls from Gunless. The back and forth with him and Octane. It was beautiful. Gunless on 6 in a row, looking for some streaks that define the last map, and there is the first.
Yeah, able to find the artillery. He thought maybe he was going to get it from that time. They were trying to, flip them, but all right, so they're able to break those spawns. Now Optic, they're in a position to do exactly what they did off the break. You have 1 and 2.
Yeah, if
they find those kills, can they deal with the artillery? When does Gunless want to call that in? We'll see. Right now, Seattle, they're getting shut down middle of the map.
Yeah, this has been clean from Optic. It was
There's a reason why this guy's not going to last long in the CDL.
Back through, nice shots from Envoy.
But I mean, hey, they were down very
well,
big early in the game. They can do it again.
The objective, give him another.
They just can't let Optic fucking take P2 the whole
just
time.
Important plays around the objective. He's going to flank this as well. I thought for a second maybe some freebies, but they'll pick it up. He will drop. Surge looking to fly, and it's streak time. Cruise missile going to be called in.
Teammates died right as he called it. It's 2 deaths right when they call that in, so they're not going to have a lot of map positioning. You're going to see Gunless is going to come out of that. He's going to be alone. All of his teammates are towards the 3rd hill, but here we go. Gunless doing it by himself. It does not matter. Now he's got Classic and Pristini with us. They're able to break on through with that streak.
Oh, they really don't care. I don't need teammates. Gunless makes the play. 1 with the streak, 2 with the gunny surge into the point, down 10. And the man can do no wrong at 21 and 11. Unbelievable stuff. Is Pristini getting into the mix as well. Optic spawning out. They'll get the rest of the time. Is another lead change looming. Surge look to go back out in front.
Well, this is, while we were excited to see Gunless back on a team because, I mean, he could be the best player in the world. We've seen him be that title in multiple Call of Duties. He's just, Seattle, they just haven't quite figured it out. But with the momentum they've got at this event, you're seeing some of the best of Gunless as well.
They go 2 for 2 until Octane gets the final one. Numbers here for a moment for Surge. Formal. Thought for a second he was waiting on his teammates, but as he pushes in, it'll stagger. One spawns on the opposite side, so maybe a pinch to come in. Streaks for Gunless, you saw, used. Octane, 2 away from finding some himself.
Oh, Envoy!
Envoy with a big double. to help secure these final 30 seconds, go back out in front. The multi-kills for Optic continue to be so clutch. Octane does end up dying, so no streaks there. We're just hopping all over the place. This is when they lost spawns last time. Fast and frantic, Joe.
This is exactly where they lost spawns last time, the back half of this hill, and they do it again. Seattle, they're just so quick. They push on through. It's not when it needs to happen for Optic. They have to be a little bit more disciplined towards the back half of that hill. And now you have to deal with the artillery as well, which is, I mean, this hill's right in the wide open. He's given the comms. He knows that Formal's on the flank. You see Octane's going to be ready for that. That's all 4 dead. That's map control for Seattle Surge.
They win their fights. They're set up in the point. They can't win it
Bro,
here,
if
but
Seattle
they
gets
get
all the
darn
time,
close.
oh my god,
It's all of
Optic
Optic flying
loses.
off a spawn, but yeah, it's those deaths with
This will
what,
literally put them
around
at
10 seconds or
234.
so left at a hard point. And when they happen to multiple players on the team, it puts you in such a tough spot.
And they have
Excellent stuff
spawns
from
for
Surge.
next.
But Formal hitting crisp headshots.
Oh my
Duo
god, never
as
mind.
well.
Seattle just spawned out. What the fuck?
As he takes down 3, but in the objective, it is still Surge, but rallying and trying to get the backside set up is Formal. And this is where we saw Gunless during the listen and really calling out, I got the backside, I've got Useless, I've got the spawns. Formal does end up falling, but the backside is dashy.
Again,
And that's one
just
of those deaths with like 10 seconds. Exactly, one of those deaths with like 10 seconds left. You cannot drop when you're holding the back and opening for Surge.
Yeah, but right off a spawn, he's going to flank 1. And well, he's going to flank the second, so it develops a pinch. And now a chance for Optic to tie this game up. Still 50 seconds left. You have some forward, positioning here if you're Dashy and Envoy. I guess the question for me is, when does maybe someone try to take a long route towards P2? Will it be Formal? But Seattle, they're going to put one more push towards the back. Here they come. Flying through L, flying through Chicken Coop. But Formal, he has been lighting it up since the start of this hill.
Yeah, he had a bad death, and then he falls.
Dude, this is about to be one close fucking match.
This is great for Optic if they can hold on. Envoy able to do it.
Oh my god, they got in. What?
Seconds.
They actually got in.
But I mean, they have the spawns for the next 2.
Yeah,
it's doable.
Yeah, gamble. Dashy is able to take out 2. You've got 2 players by the point as well. Playing deep will be Formal.
Yep.
The perfect hold. They can win it. 40 points needed for Optic, 8 needed for Surge. Octane looking for an opener. Him and Brastini able to take down 2. They start to fly towards the point, but who's been the hero on the objective? It's been Envoy. He's going to get caught as well. Octane lighting up the map. Him and Brastini, the last 4 kills for Surge.
That's crazy.
They get in, they close it
It's
out.
actually crazy the fact that Optic was up like
73
to like 17 in the very beginning of the game.
Ooh, it gets close. Optic do a really good job, at that P5 Formal with some individual plays. But it's I mean, through the first rotation, that P3 hill multiple times, and then Gunless is able to earn that streak. I mean, you have a setup. I mean, I know you don't have spawns if you're Optic, but you had a really good setup. All 4 players.
Bro, it's about to be a
We're in a
reverse
solid
sweep,
position
honestly.
to earn some time. Instead, you deal with the artillery, and then off of that, Surge able to deal with Optic, and they, send us to a map 5, and you can see 4-1 in their last 5 games. But now for Optic, all right. You won their Search and Destroy pick, now you get to yours.
100%. At the tail end of that, I didn't know what was going to happen, because how many times did we see that similar spot where, they'd get a kill or 2 on that point, first point, and Envoy, would find a clutch multi-kill, whether it was wrapping back for spawns or around the objective. We saw it 3 times where Envoy would go big. But once he dropped on the point, I was like, that's it. That's it. He's bailed him out a couple times. No chance to do it there. We're tied up at 2-2. Joe, let's look at the statistics.
I mean, it was a close game, and stats-wise, nothing really too crazy. Gunless and Octane, I mean, Gunless is +10, almost 5,000 damage. He's the one that earned the streaks.
Literally.
Him and Octane both positive
15
on the other
and
side.
25.
Dashy puts up 25 kills. Everyone right around even.
The problem is, though,
But
is
it's
that
just
they
a couple
just make
set
a lot of
kills that are the
mistakes that
difference
end up
makers there.
costing them later on.
That was a fun one. Unbelievable map as these 2 teams fight. It feels like whenever they play, there's something epic brewing. As Nubsy talks it through with the squad, they get ready for a map 5. This is a loser's bracket match. The team that loses is gone from the tournament.
I think it was Moscow.
Surge get the win. Map 5 around the corner.
Yep. Yeah, it's Moscow. I'm so tired. No, I'm awake. Yeah, I know, right? Just. Literally.
Brutal Mighty keeps it going. Normal, looking fantastic. Envoy slaying his way through. Scott from up high, the king.
I'm out here doing what they thinking is irrational. Really starting to run that score up. I'm gonna make it back, make it back, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Optic gaming are back. Chicago are a force to be reckoned with.
That is just some classic Call of Duty right there.
Playing his heart out. Oh, Gunless wins it!
This is a team very worth being excited for.
Remember everyone that doubted you? I'm so to you. Like it's the first day of school.
Looking dangerous. He manages to get 3 before being taken down there. Unbelievable stuff. Seattle Surge, they gun them all down. They stand triumphant.
Surge looking for their first reverse sweep of the season. Is Optic trying not to get double popped out of the tournament? Joe, talk to me about their Game 5 success or failure so far this season.
A lot of failures on both sides. I mean, 3 and 10 combined overall. And obviously 2 of those losses for Optic, you have the Game 5 loss to Ultra, you have the Game 5 loss to Rocker at the Major. So a couple there that, definitely going to put the pressure on them. You can see for Surge really struggling offensively. Both teams around 50% defensively, but we're going to Moscow. A lot of reps here for Optic. It's one of their better search and destroy maps. Well, they did beat Seattle Surge here the last time they played 6-3, but that also gives Surge, some info, some things to work off of. There's a lot of gameplay-wise that they can try to counter Optic in what they do.
I mean, we had a lot of
the only thing with Moscow though is that
between Empire and Ultra,
Optic's actually pretty good at
the mind
Moscow.
games and evolution of the pushes over the course of it. It was a whole lot of fun. When Surge first started this year, and I didn't know how I felt about the maps, and we didn't have snipes and smokes. It has grown on me so much as the teams have gotten better in the way it plays. I just find it a blast to watch the teams work off of each other throughout the course of a map. We're in for a show here in the map 5. We head to Moscow. Loser of this map, going to your hotel, doing Lord knows what.
Well, I think I'm going to just go home. I don't think they need to go to the hotel.
That's a good point, Joe.
I think most of Seattle live in Dallas too, so I think some of them are just going to
Okay.
go home.
All right. Yeah, okay, fine. Everyone's in Dallas. I get it. Map 5 time. Let's see what Optic look to do first offensively. And this is the map, we had so much fun with last night in that matchup. What was it? It was like that kind of mid-to-Eskies hit like 4 rounds in a row.
You have a map like Express, it's just a lot of it's counter hits, quick rotations, retaste. This time it's a little bit of mind games. There's a little bit of it. So they show at A, but it's going to be a B hit, but you have Gunless all the way back platform. He's ready for this. You have 1 player inside a B. In Seattle, they've read this well. You're going to have all 4 players here.
Going back.
But Optic, are we wrapping back? We're wrapping back. We're going right back to A.
This is what we saw so much yesterday.
It's just info, right? Someone's watching the cross into that defensive spawn. If you don't have mid control, and Eski's rotation is just so fast.
On plant going in. Octane starting to push up. Envoy is here, though. He gets one. Octane at least gets out with his life, and they will catch him. So that's one where maybe you get your kill and back up with your Envoy. But he wanted more. Won't happen. 3v3. Scump tucked away. Scump goes big. Takes down 2. Gunless will fall. And Optic take the round.
And like a flashback there of Envoy maybe over challenge.
How reminiscent of that was the lineup round. Yeah, when he just gets a little overzealous.
A little overzealous, but Scump bails him out and had a little, safe play there. I think it was Formal who was going all the way through. Formal and Dash were going all the way through on a flank. Just depending how those trades would have played out, maybe he wins that round. But Optic just back and forth, show A, go back to B, force Seattle off of A. You get that bomb plant down.
And it's tough to retake. You saw both players, Envoy and Scump, tucked away in corners. You're kind of guessing which side you're going to get hit from first, and they both find kills. Scump just happens to get 2, and that seals it. What are you seeing from Surge so far?
Just slow, right? But with Dashy, he's able to spot 1. That forces Envoy to back up. That was Optic 3 off the rip towards A. Envoy just going to get away with his life. You have a lot of mid pressure here from Gunless and Pristini. But it's the same thing. They know there's not a plant yet. You have 2 players being very patient in case that rat back goes right back up to A. And it's looking like it will. So this falls on the Scump and Formal. Scump in a bit of an off angle. We don't really see this that often. They've read this.
The difference is they hold. Scump wins the first, gets away.
Formal died,
Formal will drop, though, and that's going to mean Scump will fall as well. Onto the plant they go with 25 seconds remaining. Envoy has gotten in. On the other side of the map, it is Dashy. He is nowhere close. Bomb plant through. Dashy here for the 1 versus 2. Worker Pristini and Gunless tie us up.
I guess we'll see.
So many places to check as he moves up. Time dwindling.
He's got an idea now. He sees a nade. He's going to spot Gunless. He saw the nade. He saw the nade. Oh.
Honestly, he probably would have actually done it if he kept his crit out.
Maybe. He had a shot. Pristini threw on the trade and tied up 1-1. So, yeah, I mean, once Scump got the first and got down, I'm thinking they got a shot. But I think at the same moment, basically, Formal. I didn't see. I'm so focused on Scump, I didn't see if he has lost a one-on-one or how it went down. But once Formal dropped, it unraveled.
Yeah, and that's sort of the risk of keeping 2 there because they're going to be in a 3-on-2 or a 4-on-2, and you're just hoping they each find 1. So the 2 players rotating get into a 2v2 retake. So now we'll just see how differently they play this. Are they always going to stick around? Do they just wrap back to B? Play the 4-on-4 retake. We saw a lot of that yesterday. But back on offense, you have 3 players from Seattle here. A bit of a hard counter. They're going quick. Right behind that statue. And Classic gets spotted here.
He saw him. I don't know if he saw Classic. I would assume so, but...
Well, and Envoy and Scump, they just went right bottom. Eski's over to B. B's wide open, but the bomb is across the map. It's going to take him a while to get there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, by the time he gets there, well, you've already got 3 people rotated. They wrap it back. Yeah, the first 2 rounds are really good look at, kind of staying, holding, and what the 4v4 retake looks like.
Nobody watching Street, though. Nobody watching. Pristini might be able to find a couple of kills here.
There's the first. Good call, Joe. First blood is in. Envoy brings it back. Envoy is getting tagged. He gets the trophy out and says hello to 1. Pristini runs right by him, but able to track back for the kill as Envoy was weak. Numbers surge. 25 to go.
Actually able to find 1, and then Scump goes on a pinch. Scump goes on a pinch. Dashy's just trying to buy time. Trying to buy as much time as he can. Finessing around the bus. A great job. Not even going to get the gunfight, but he's put Scump in a winning scenario. He just has to get 1, get away with his life. It's down to this. Scump going to get the kill. Backs down. Beautiful out of Dashy to waste Seattle's time as they get that round win.
Ooh, does it get tense down the stretch? Oh. I don't think I was breathing for a moment there. Good stuff, Joe. Wow. We'll see it from Dashy again. And okay, so the first one was a snapper, too. And then the finesse game, the buy time, and it was just enough time. It's worded it perfectly. Put Scump in a position to win the round, and he does just that. Scump now 4-2 to start this search and destroy.
It's been a key for them. He's just been so good in this game.
Classic again, it's 0-3.
But a
Not
lot
surprised.
of S&D left. A little bit different here. Well, my optic is, yeah, they're just going to go right to A. They're just going to take it.
Utility starting to soar on in. The wall banks are just drilling Formal, but he's still up. On the other side, not the most fun fight against Octane when you have a sub in hand. The pinch will come through, 2 will fall. Surge with sight control. Scump, last man alive. He'll get put down. Is the 4-man hit? Looking more like a Luminosity squad back in the day. They send it to the site.
Why do I feel like this is going to come to round 11?
Well, it's just, again, the 2 players who start off at A, this time it was Formal and Envoy, just not able to find kills. I mean, Formal's hoping to get into an angle with the Krieg and find a kill. Doesn't happen. Envoy, he has to fight Octane. He's dealing with 2. The nades are coming in. There's just so much chaos around that. Well, they don't get any kills off of it. They're hoping to find one. He gets close. He puts some good shots into him. But neither of them able to find a kill. That means Seattle will run him on over.
Getting it done on offense. They do a little jump peek. They soar. They were aggressive the last time around. Pristini just gets out. Plastic is here, though, too, and that's going to be bombed down. Formal down. Envoy, though, still in position. Can he get both? He's getting ripped by Gunless as well. They're hunting down
round?
Envoy.
What is this?
He gets out. He gets out as they chase him down. And lurking in the back is Dashy. I thought he had a freebie, but Octane takes him down. What is going on?
It was just like Jetpack God. They just 4-hit out a
Yeah,
sight.
I said it's like old Luminosity. Just hit it.
Yeah, I mean, bomb is being planted, though. They got to work all the way across the map. It's going to be about 10 seconds before they can even make a play. Look at Scump's position. I thought maybe Octane was going to wrap back to him, but it doesn't look like it. You are very split if you're Optic. They don't have any information. Where is that push coming from? Envoy on one side, Scump in the other.
Well, if you
don't go
wanted 2
through
players,
that window, but he gets all of that info.
Wanted 2 players. It might be these 2 in this moment. And they clutch up in the 2 versus 3. 15 to go. Envoy, the information game still on point. They get them all in a second. The clutch through for Optic. They go in front again.
This is where it's a little bit different than Jetpack God.
Optic just won the round 3-2.
This is what happens when you have to work 15 seconds across the map, and
yeah.
You don't have a
But
jetpack. You
Surge
across
had
the
the
map
man
in 5
advantage
seconds.
3-2.
So, just not able to find all
and
the
then
information.
Scump and,
But nicely
I think
done
it was
on
Scump
Envoy and
and
Scump.
Formal
They
were the
took their
last ones
time.
alive and 3-pieced
Envoy in
them
that
all.
Windows position. He's just sort of getting all the info.
Dude, that guy
Get
is
across, get that
not
bomb down,
CDL
able to win it.
material.
100%. They knew they're all there. Like, they just flew. They sub in hand. Let's get across the map. Let's get a plant down. They do it. 1 for 1 on the mid-map fight. Formal gets a little bit more information. Some bullets start to greet him from street side. Pristini, oh Lord, he gets in behind 2. So much damage done, but then the drop shot in the Cricket range. Formal wins it. Classic though, zooming right into the site. He's got bomb.
That's just a Nicky D play right there. But now Envoy, no 1v2, able to spot one. Knows Octane's here. They line up. He gets the 1 kill, just trying to run away. Here comes the reach out. Here comes the reach out, and Envoy, he was ready, but Nicky D able to gun him. I mean, he just follows Pristini right down the middle of the map. Gets that trade. Sometimes we just gotta hit it. This is all offense so far.
Yeah, it is. Is Envoy full health, right? Like what?
Pretty darn close.
He just got hit by a nuke, just evaporated. What a win. I mean, he's just pre-aiming that in classic,
Really?
just does classic things, soaring at it. 3-3.
Oh yeah, it was like what, 3-1, right?
All
As he said,
offense.
the old Nicky D special in that round.
God.
Oh, it just doesn't care.
Oh, okay, now he's struggling to mantle. Okay, he's there.
So we slow down here for a moment.
Everyone
Take a deep breath.
Rehydrate.
In through the nose, out through your mouth.
I can't breathe like that. It's weird. No. Eskies to go. 2 players here. It's not going to be a 4-on-4 retake like we saw in an earlier round. They've got 2 bodies. Optic have numbers. The 3rd player rallying over now for Surge. The first, it's going to be Nikki D. Going big again. Pristini as well. Classic. With the crunch goes in, but Envoy, the equalizer, puts it into a 1 versus 1. Dear Lord Almighty, these rounds.
Yeah, that's another Nikki D special. I mean, that's maybe one you don't want to do, but he tries to go quickly for the trade. You don't have to. You have the man advantage. He's got to plant the bomb. Everything is in your advantage, but now you put Gunless into a tough situation. But Envoy, he has no idea where this player is. No clue. Gunless, well, that timing not going to work out. He's going to get the B plant. You're going to be at A, and yep, buddy, you're going to check that and think, crap, I picked the wrong one.
All tied up. Game 5. 1 versus 1. Gunless versus Envoy. Under 30 seconds to go. As Gunless starts to make his move. Oh, Envoy as well. Envoy starts to make a play. Not a good timing. Gets some shots in, but can't finish it. It's an insta-hop from Gunless. Right onto it, but Envoy is there.
Why would you even
Optic
start
take
confusing?
the round. Envoy, what a round it was. It starts with Classic, it ends with Envoy.
No, but like, it's
Also
Optic
ends
though.
with Classic.
Optic loves to
Yeah.
defuse early on,
it's
or
just
they've
this
been
next
doing it a lot
challenge. There's
recently.
just no need for
you
it
gotta
whatsoever.
think that like who you're, fighting against, and know that that's a move that Scump or Envoy always do.
It's dumb. Dumb play. Have the man advantage.
I love it. When you get frustrated.
The smallest things, again, it's just we don't always have to trade, but Dashy has been lurking street side. He shoots a lot. Be able to get away, he is. It's that information.
You better keep running. Because they are coming. Right into B. They go. The rotation over here from Envoy, the hero of the last round. Will be planted. We'll wait for Formal and Scump to get involved in the action. We'll see what route they decide to go. That was a cluster grenade. It looked like somebody just went off at the doorway. Envoy again, making the plays. The first blood is in. Numbers to Optic. One more time for me. Envoy with another 5 in a row. He's got the read this side as well. As Gunless wins it. Thought he was about to meet his maker, but finally Envoy off the map. But the numbers too much is Optic. Finally, somebody goes back to back. They're up 5-3 and 1 round away from eliminating Seattle Surge.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Envoy's just in his bag right now, right? I mean, this guy reading the map well, perfect positions. That was very well read by Seattle because those 3 nades, Envoy's not ready for that. He's dead. He misses that jump, the nades go in, he's out of there. That's a first blood. They have man advantage. Good luck retaking that. But instead, backs away. Pristini gets caught sliding out. He's ready for the next gunfight. And just for Dashy, I know he doesn't have the craziest impact, but that was a position where he struggled at times, right? Getting caught, not playing his life, just backing away and playing with his team. Huge for Optic.
Envoy taking over in the search and destroys. They've been good on offense. They've been perfect on offense here. They could end the game with this offense.
Same setup.
Okay. Pristini nearly obliterated Formal. He got hit to 15 health. And they're going to wrap this out. Set up deep is Gunless. Here comes the rotation from Surge. And do we get another wrap back? Looks like they're going to commit this time.
Octane right outside the window. Trophies are down. That's going to be a first blood. He was ready for it. Classic now thinking about checking the bomb. But Octane he got naded. Did he go in? He must have jumped into that room. But we're into a 3-on-3.
Another trade. 2v2. 30 seconds on the clock. Gunless has got both in front of him. He doesn't get caught. He does. Dashy with the kill. All down to Pristini. Is their tournament hopes and dreams die?
It's over.
Dashy with the final 2. The Cinderella story for Seattle is gone. Optic rebound after the Empire match. And they stand
Yeah,
by.
but you gotta think though too, like their
Nice
hands
teamwork
are,
here
are
again.
hot.
And, you know, Dashi
As long as
alive
they
in
don't
these
get
situations.
too cold, they should be fine.
You know, Envoy obviously clutching that 1 versus 3. That was the
Amanda
momentum
just got
shift.
home, so
I
I
gotta
am
give my
going
man
to
props
take a
because there's a
shower
lot of
and then
scenarios
I'm
where
gonna
I
get
think
ready
he's
for my
been a
date.
little
So
over aggressive,
I'll
taking those chows. He's just getting information for his team, valuing his life. They're making smart decisions. You see the frustrations on the
see you,
Seattle
bro.
Surge side. Well, their tournament lives still up.
All right, stream. That's gonna be doing it for me today.
As the boys
I want to watch the rest of the CDL, but I'd rather go on a date with my girlfriend, so we're gonna do that instead. We'll be live tomorrow on stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/180G, around 8 p.m. Or 8 p.m. 8 a.m. Central Time. If you guys do want to come by, we'll be playing with my boy Cheapy and hopefully getting a couple more wins in, like we did today. Beyond that, appreciate you guys being here. Kind of enjoyed watching at least Optic winning. I was pretty happy about that. Hope you guys enjoy your Saturday, and hope you guys do enjoy your the rest of your weekend. And I'll catch you guys next time.
Well, they're going to play Minnesota Rocker later on today, and you know, Rocker is the team.